What's up?
Craziness. A Toy Kind of Mood, episode 148. And it is the full force crossover. We do it maybe once a year, but we're here to do it. Happy holidays to all. Of course, this is the G.I. Joe Hasbro final fan stream review and reveal. We'll talk about all kind of stuff because there's been a million podcasts on that, the slides and the pre-orders, but we'll got lots of discussions, vehicles, wacky characters, all that. So stay tuned for the whole show. But first, Travis Moody, your host, and joining me back once again, the dude with the somewhat caramel skin, Tony Romo. What's up, bro?
Whitest Mexican you ever seen.
Exactly.
Holding it down. I got the original bald guy is back.
OG bald slick OG. Bald slick. Hey,
OG BG.
That's right. And you'll be with us. You'll be with us on Wednesday too, this coming Wednesday. Yes. So we'll talk about that a little later on. But hey, we got the guest here, Diagnostic 80, Christopher McLeod, the full force. What's happening, dude?
Sup? I'm good, man. How are you guys?
Doing real good now. Rested up.
And I'm the whitest white person you'll ever meet as well. There you go.
And you're a hip hop producer, or you were.
I am still, yeah. In fact, I do that more than, but I'm still really white. So
you and Travis could be cousins or something. I gotta get my beard back.
We're like Malibu's most wanted over here, man.
You gotta start talking my Chicano slang.
Oh, I can't.
Be careful.
I'm not gonna do that. Don't want to get cancelled in the first few minutes of the episode.
Yeah, no, thanks. Don't worry, my show will get cancelled, not yours. So
that's true, actually. Yeah, I'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I was never on the show. Who are you talking about? What's that? Yeah, exactly. Thanks for having me on, guys. This is awesome.
Of course, man. Yeah, we had you on last year for the best figures of the year. I figured to switch things up. Actually, the guests that I had on this kind of show, I got them on that, and I got you on this one. So we're switching things up, and we got lots
getting me out. You didn't want me on that one because it went on too long last time. Yeah, it was too much talking.
You took over, so we're like, we cannot do that again. We cannot. We have to celebrate our Christmas in a much more cheery way and being cheery-o'd by the full force dude.
Lols.
So, Diagnostic
80.
Diagnostic 80.
Please, can I have some more?
You geezer.
I'm always like, if I do a show with Chris, I can't wear a hat because it was like twinning. We'll be twinning all the way. Our brunette beard and a flat brim hat. But let's say hi to some folks in the chat. Got the figure 6 pack. We just rapping and rhyming and scheming and flowing.
Force.
Full force.
That's all
right. David Warren Hernandez. Man, you everywhere, bro.
DWH in the house.
DWH. Where's Pat? We were just talking about that, actually. We were like, we got to do a show with Pat, Justin. I'm friends with Adam. Let's just get them all on. Just a takeover. Just takeover.
What's up, Johnny B54? Hey, Chris. Hello.
Chris.
Oh, Chris. What's up?
I'm Chris 81 from the full force.
What up?
Oh, 81. NBA on NBC. So if you're watching the NBA on ESPN, you'll have to give us an update on the that first time ever NBA Cup Championship Cup, the Pacers.
Oh, the in tournament.
The tournament thing. Weird.
Oh, because if the Celtics beat the Pacers and it was Lakers Celtics, we would not be recording right this second. we would have done it at 2 p.m. or 8 p.m. I was watching that game, but Celtics didn't make it.
Me and Chris just messing around.
Vlade. Remember the first time you were on Full Force and you butchered your name? You're like Vlad. What was it?
I was I think I said Vlad. I think
Vlade.
Hello, Vlade.
Hello, Vlade. I didn't know it was you.
Cartoonized.
All right, cool. The toy kind of force.
The toy kind of force.
Yeah.
A full force kind of mood.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, you're not missing anything with an NXT pay-per-view, that's for sure. And they're PLEs, man. Premium live events. Get it right.
Damn.
All right. Dude, Matt, you're the most generous person in the world.
Brian, he's over here in Arizona with me.
Yeah. When I get to Arizona and see Mark and Tony, I'm definitely going to see Matt and buy him rounds all night. That's for sure.
You'll owe him a lot more, though. You'll have to buy him like the bar.
Rounds seriously. For a week. Yeah. Buy him the bar. Yeah. You want that lobster bisque? That's $29. Dude, awesome. Thank you so much, Matt. Really appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Thank you, bro.
And thanks for all our super chats as well, Matt. You're an absolute star, buddy.
What was that again?
I said thanks for all our super chats, Matt. You're an absolute star.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Super chats
for
as well
sure.
on the full force.
For sure. All right, let's get into it. First things first, man. I gotta ask. You slipped up, so I have to call you on it. Was it the Iron? Was it the Iron Grenadier's bat or the steel bat? I keep hearing. I've said it once, or I've said it. What is this? Are we getting a steel bat, an Iron Grenadier's bat? Does it mean the same thing? Help
What's a
me out.
steel bat? As in a
I know
steel
people
core?
say no. I think it was Black Genghis when he was with Speck and Bobby on a show, and he said no, it wasn't the Iron Grenadier's bat. It was the steel bat.
I should
So
just
what-
yeah.
just I don't know.
I should use that as an opportunity to say I don't know what you're talking about, but no, I made a massive.
You can
faux
always
pas.
do that. You can
What
always.
happened was I was struggling to remember what two figures were on the line plan that were already out, and I have a graphic that has all the information on it. So I brought it up. Unfortunately, I forgot that I was reading the graphic that had all the information that I'm aware of, and not the kind of watered down version that is public knowledge. So what I was doing was I was kind of going, okay, yeah, so we've got Alpine and we've got Iron Grenadier Bat and we've got Iron, and then I went, I've just accidentally said that out loud in my head, and I was kind of like, I just have to let that one go. And yeah, and lo and behold, it was, yeah, I just had to own my mistake on that one. But yeah, basically what I was getting at was that they've kind of looks like they've switched to 4 figures in a wave. So from 5 to 4. And I think that's got a lot to do with the fact that we've got retro and 60th and all the different deluxe price points and vehicle price points and stuff. So I was kind of thinking, this is a question I'll be asking Emily and Lenny next week, but it was one of those things where I was kind of like, right, trying to get a grasp of, well, what thanks, Diana. What else have we got on, coming up? And I knew that we'd had Night Creeper, Dreadnok Torch, kind of revealed or leaked. And of course, we had the 4 that we just saw in the pre-orders. So I'm like reading them all out. And then I get to the next 4. And I'm like, just naming them. And I'm just like, you idiot. So, yeah, I just had to go, my bad. It's an Iron Grenadier Bat. So it'll effectively be, well, again, I only know the listing information. So it's probably going to be a decoed bat, much like the one we're looking at on the right-hand side of that image there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just be thankful it wasn't the first ever G.I. Joe classified crossover with Mattel WWE Sergeant Slaughter, and you ruined that, because then you'd have 2 billionaire companies sending you ceases.
Did you do that?
Billionaire.
Did you do that, Trav?
Did I just reveal something from Mattel? I always joke with those guys because, I present for Mattel at the toy show. So I always tell them, like, you guys don't even watch my show and you should see the things everyone knows. Like,
yeah, that's
that way I get their views. And then, I've never, no,
that's
they don't.
Brilliant.
I sign NDAs, man. I'm not dumb. I like the money they pay me when I do those events. So this show can take a backseat when it comes to paying rent.
Yeah,
so
that's amazing. Yeah, so yeah, I made a faux pas and I owned it, and then I did a TikTok video going into more detail. So yeah, the Iron Grenadier Bat will be, I think Judy is the internal code word for that one, I believe, off the top of my head. Yeah. So we've got Alpine, the Iron Grenadiers, and the Iron Grenadier Bat, and then there's another figure in that 4-figure wave. So it looks like we're switching to 4 figures is what I'm getting at on that one.
Cool. And we never really had an Iron Grenadier Bat because these were like customs, right?
Yeah.
We never really had it. It's just a new deal. All right, let me say hi to some more people. Well, Matt said something really nice. I wish I could send him a super chat for this. Just the nicest, sweetest comment, man. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Really appreciate that.
Go to your PayPal, Matt, and we'll all send you all the money back.
I know, right? Send you like $100 back from what you sent us yesterday. Watching TMNT, yeah, it's nothing wrong with that. I'd love to see Dreadnok Bat. Well, guess what? The Dreadnok Bat was actually at an event today in Temecula, and I thought it was Pasadena, which is only like maybe 40 minutes, and I was going to go this morning and wait in line and all that. But then I looked before I even went, and it was like Temecula, which is like 3 hours away. It's like insane.
That noise.
You know, like no, I'm not going, but I contacted them. Hopefully I can buy one, but I'm not sure how much the custom of it is, the Dreadnok bat that they have. Because the thing is about this custom is they do the packaging. So that's like, because if it is a custom Dreadnok bat, Tony would make a better one, right? Let's be honest. But when it comes to like these people are actually doing classified packaging with the Dreadnok bat, so it's like, all right, that's kind of special. So
yeah,
that's actually a real
I always
thing.
had in my head, I kind of thought that like a Dreadnok bat would be cool if there was like, if they did one for legit in the classified series, how cool it would be to be a little bit kind of broken, DIY, messed up, graffiti sprayed on it a little bit. Obviously keep the, you know, the kind of ground assault or the air assault color schemes maybe.
Yeah.
But like how much fun it would be to kind of like make an almost like, I don't know, just like something you'd see in like a post-apocalyptic wasteland, much like the Dreadnoks themselves, you know.
Thrasher keeps messing with it. He has him drive instead of him when he doesn't want to drive.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Mattel crossover. Dino Hunter Joe's in Jurassic Park. That, yeah, I mean, I finally caved and got that Hammond collection Rex because it was like $15. It was like $80 off or something.
Did you ever get those they were like, I forget the right oh god, what were they called? There was 2 dinosaurs. It was when I think Hasbro were doing it, and they had the 4-inch figures that were like, they used G.I. Joe builds basically. One of them was Burnout effectively from the 7-pack, and like, you know, different gear and everything, and they were basically like a dinosaur and a 4-inch figure, and I forget, it was like pack of rhinoceros, I think, one of the dinosaurs, and the other one was another kind of like interesting like combination. But they used the Joe figures in those sets, which was pretty neat. And there was even one that didn't make it, which kind of had like a tattoo all over it, kind of like the Samoan deal. And I forget the name of them all now off the top of my head. I'm fake fanning it, but they were really cool sets, really cool.
Nice. No, that's awesome. Great knowledge. See, that's why we got you on. You know all that stuff. We didn't start collecting Joes till the pandemic. Let's admit it. All right. So, all right, let's move on, guys. We got a long show. Do want to preface that if you have questions for, I'm sure it's questions for Chris. Maybe Tony, if it's a custom.
Shoot him out. Should have customized the question always.
If you got a question for any of us, the whole group, the podcast, on anything, Joe will mark it and we'll do at the end. We'll do a little Q&A at the end because we're going to get into some topics after we run through, you know, all the pre-orders and that jargon,
all the good stuff, all the good stuff.
Yeah, so let's get right into it. So this was the 60th. This was the 60th anniversary show. I'll just ask both of you guys this. Do you think they did enough about the 60th? I'll start with you, Tony. Like, of course, they did a deep dive into the infantry, action soldier, and the recon diver, the action sailor. But do you think they talked enough about its 60th anniversary?
I think they did. They did enough for me. I thought maybe they could have threw it back to show the original. Like, they were the dolls, right? The
1/6 scale.
They could have showed them to throw that old nostalgia back in there as like a nice little piece with it. But I was so into, you know, that was so much eye candy with the diver and that army guy. Oh my goodness!
Right. Yeah, like, we'll get into that in a sec. But I just mean like Chris, the overall feel of it being a 60th anniversary. Like, don't get me wrong, their fan streams are above and beyond what Hasbro even wants them to do. But do you think the 60th was kind of part of that, like as far as the celebration?
So I don't think it was technically a 60th anniversary celebration as such, because the 60th is next year. So I think what will probably happen is you will have something bigger on like G.I. Joe Day in February, is what my guess is. Like, I feel like
you heard it first. Prep.
Confirmed. I think like this was effectively, because obviously you know how the pre-order situation works and how, you know, the figures and the distribution, and well, I say distribution, I use that term very loosely, but you know how that kind of like the process works and all that kind of thing. So pre-orders have to be in place before, you know, the kind of like in certain, you know, time in advance, shall we say. And I think in terms of them getting ahead of the line plan, I think it was really just a case of getting those ready for next year so that we'll have 60th product in hand on the 60th anniversary. So I think it's really just that. And then we'll see a bigger celebration of the 60th next year.
All right. Perfect clarification. You answered my question. All right, we'll get right into it, guys. We'll show these pretty pictures off. Roma, what you said you were really excited when you saw these slides. So talk to us about shooting the Galaxy's work here, and maybe how does that inspire you as a customizer yourself, seeing this stuff?
That was very, very nice. I like these, man. He's always killing it with these photos. You know, maybe, you know, I mean, he's got, you know, Roadblock's Modus on the right, and then on the left, you know, he's got Big Ben's double-barreled gun, whatever. I don't like it, but I mean, if we're talking about photos, oh, they're awesome. But you know, I nitpick every little weapon I see on there. I've got, you know, my own to put on them, but man, they look gritty, grimy, real good. It's awesome. They look, I like it, man. They're looking really sweet, and he puts them in those environments that they're made to be in, man. It just gives a lot of people a lot of, you know, ideas what to do with theirs. And you know, I mean, he even gave them dog tags. I'm like, that's a sweet touch. You know what I mean?
No,
So,
the images are insane. Like, Matt does such an incredible job of making it. Like, I mean, that one on the left looks real. Like, it just looks like a real person walking across the sand kind of thing. You know, like, it's only until you see like the articulation in the elbows or the knees that you go, oh right, it's not a real human being. Fair enough. But I love his depth.
Rachel.
I love all of his depth. I love all of the effects that he uses, or like the sand kicked up and the dust and everything. It's just stunning.
Yeah, the aerosol can's working.
So our friend Matt brings up a good point, and I did some other comments here I want to bring up too. But this was the big news, really, was the fact that these were up for quite a while for $25 each at both Entertainment Earth and BBTS. And we got it confirmed from, at least confirmed, who knows if it's real or whatever, but at least we think BBTS told someone that, hey, we're going to honor it. Obviously now it's $35, but the slip up is on us. But we haven't heard from EE. They haven't done any price adjusting as far as I'm concerned. Both, if in the comments, guys, if anything's changed, please update us, let us know if either of those websites have changed your order pricing and or anything, but or if you've written to one of them or whatever. But from we gather, man, I was only going to go one of each, but I went, I guess, 4 at this point, because I got 2 from Entertainment Earth and 2. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'll keep them all and maybe try to hook up the homies for $25 if they didn't get to do it. Keep 2, you know, or that whole thing too. But yeah, I mean,
think you let me know. I think you let me know about that price, and so did Lawrence. And I'm like, what? And I was gonna jump on him anyway, and I'm like, ooh, that's a plus. And then, but you said they changed him back already. Wow.
Oh, they did it after like maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours. But it was up for a while. It wasn't like a minute glitch.
That's a great.
They didn't really catch on for
great little incentive. To jump on early. Maybe they
did. You so you pre-ordered 2 of each from both sites, or what did you do?
No, 1 of each from both sites. I just kept it like that because I ordered all the rest except for. Well, we'll get into that later about who we ordered if you want, unless you want to chat now.
Well, here's the thing. They had, if you use Winter 79 is the code, Winter 79, it's free shipping over $79. And if you were going to order the whole lot, pre-order the whole lot, then you wouldn't have had to pay shipping on either one of these. So you would have been fine with $25 for each if you pre-ordered
I didn't
Big Boa and all that. No, I'm commenting on David's
Entertainment Earth,
and my account still says $25.99 as well. Go ahead, Tony. Were you saying something?
Jump on it. Jump on that $25.99.
Oh yeah. And then Chris, you said right now you're doing like stuff with the housing, so you're not pre-ordering anything at the moment, but even for $25, were you aware of this at all? You just didn't. So what was the story with that with you?
No, I'm kind of putting everything on hold, honestly, because it's just, you know, a huge financial, you know, responsibility when you buy a house. So everything's kind of on hold at the moment. But I don't pre-order anyway, because I have my hookup in the UK, my boy Nick from In Demand Toys, and he usually gets, you know, everything through and then just ships it over. So I've been kind of doing that for the entire run of Classified, and it just takes some of the pressure off, because I hate that pre-order day when it's like you have to be there in the first 20 minutes to ensure you get everything. And like,
well, that's really on Amazon and Pulse, but and then all this stuff was fan channel. So I understand people maybe get mad when it sells out on Amazon, because Amazon is free if you have Prime, and then Pulse is free if you have the Pulse membership. So I get people not wanting to pay BBTS. The way out of that is the pile of loot. And then Entertainment Earth is that code I just gave you guys. So Winter 79. So you can kind of not have to pay for shipping on all 4 of those sites if you really want to. I can't speak for Target and Walmart because they haven't put these up. So, but as of now,
if it's any consolation, we were told $34.99 from day one, and a lot of people were kind of seeing these figures and kind of saying like, it's got to be more than that. It's going to be like this is going to be like $50-$60 or something.
Deluxe.
And it's like, and it's like,
deluxe.
No, they managed to do it for $34.99.
No, because forget $25, right, Chris? $35. Look to your left. That is insane. How much
big time.
Plus soft goods. That soft goods. Go on eBay right now and try to buy a soft goods trench coat military. It's going to cost you $25-$30.
Yep.
Oh, big time.
There's your figure for $25-$35 plus all the realistic looking arms. Tony, you're a gun guy. I mean, they look more realistic than usual, right?
Nowadays they're looking really dope. I mean, there's some, I just made that Vietnam Snake Eyes. I just have the M60 that came with rock and roll on them because it looks good. Even that M249 he's got here, and then he's got the Mod Deuce. They're looking more realistic and more good enough to leave alone. You know what I mean? You don't have to replace these. Me, I replace everything with Mark's gridiron stuff. Some of these you don't have.
You may not have to as much with this, though. I'm saying some of this stuff's not that.
You should put that image next to Kamakura's loadout for $34.99 and just see the difference right now. I think they learned. I think obviously there's been a lot of there's been a lot of development since the line started. There's been a lot of there's the whole thing with finding the balance and finding your feet and stuff, and obviously that happens with all lines. They all do it. In some cases, you don't even get the opportunity to develop and change things because it's over before you know it. The fact this is still going strong and still successful allows them to kind of keep changing things up and that kind of stuff. And I think Kamakura was definitely one of those situations where it was like, we can't really do that. Just a new head is not going to cut it. But at the time, they were under different budgetary restrictions as well.
Sure.
So that's something that has to come into. Like you look at the first year, the budget was so low, but they managed to do enough with it. Plus, it was in COVID, and there was loads of other stuff going on. Second year, I believe the budget stayed the same. And then following that, the budget was minimized somehow, and they were told to kind of create even more with a smaller budget. So there's been some kind of, there's obviously a much bigger budget now, but they're also able to produce in bigger numbers and do other things, and then balances out, I guess, across the board, which is crazy.
I never got him, but what was Kamakura going for when he came out?
$34.99.
$34.99. Yeah.
Really?
I would. They didn't create that price point, but like kind of the Black Series Marvel Legends price point when it's $27.99 would have worked for Kamakura. I think the other factor with Kamakura was that was an Amazon exclusive in the beginning, right? So that's different than being fan channel plus Pulse, right? So
but they did they did the eel for Amazon exclusive. That was
$25.
Yeah, and that went like absolute gold, didn't it? Like people were buying. I know someone who bought 40 of those.
Yeah,
that's nuts.
40
eels.
Oh man,
gosh, they want to build that Cobra Navy, right?
Yeah.
There it is.
I bought like 5, and I'm not gonna lie, I sold 2, and it paid for the other 3. I'm just saying, awesome. Like, because hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Kamakura had that Devil's Due tag. That's a good one. Question for you, Romo. We'll go with you. Is Hasbro learning from Marauders about the modular vest? Because we get those 5 different pieces that fit on the vest this time. What do you think?
Maybe that's a good question because they're learning from somebody, because that's excellent. Do it. Keep on making them changes. You get more people liking it and getting it. And oh man, it's just a huge plus. I mean, I'm shilling right now, but hey, who doesn't like that? That's awesome. Go for it. You know,
the only qualm with the line is the lack of backpacks. Oh, I always say that in my reviews, and I'm like, because I'm ridiculous. Like, I'll put like, you guys know, I'll put like 100 pounds.
Put everything on
my ninjas. Like, ninjas shouldn't have any backpacks. And I'm like, no, I want a ninja with like 6 bows and 7 swords. I'm ridiculous. And then actually, they showed in the stream that you can fit this turret and this M60 on the back. So I was like,
yeah,
wow,
it's like roadblock. Yeah.
Exactly.
I have to say the existence of the Mardus with the tripod surely hints at a pre-use for maybe another roadblock coming around the corner, because if I was a betting man, I would suggest that maybe a Tiger Force roadblock might be in the offing with that weapon poking out.
I'll buy that for $1.
I think we all would.
This is funny. Kind of guess the budget was minimized. Lieutenant Falcon head sculpt.
The dimples, man. The dimples screwed up the mold. Come on.
Tiger Force roadblock is probably the best guess going right now, maybe. So
was he a Tiger Force back in the day?
Yeah.
Here we go.
And it was the version 1 repaint. So it would be very much, it would basically be a heavy artillery roadblock repaint, I'd imagine.
And here's a nice look to Tony about how it looks without the poncho, just kind of as a, if you're going to build these, you want to give them different looks, and then just the packaging. I don't think we have any on the 60th. We don't really have any Easter eggs, but Chris, do you have a comment about the back of the packaging here?
Only the kind of tent kind of is a bit of a, I wouldn't say homage, but it's definitely got like a vibe of the forward observer set that was out in the vintage line. No, because it was like a tent, a little like box of ammo, some other stuff as well, and like it was kind of it has vibes like that for me.
Yeah, and there's some good comments about the backpack. Yeah, Big Ben, Hawk, Buzzer, like a lot of these guys were like didn't come with backpacks, and I noted those in my reviews. But yeah, just overall, really a big fan. And did you guys notice how in the beginning, when they first announced these, they were like Action Soldier, and then we all looked up the 60th one. It was the Marine, and then now it's the Infantry Action Soldier, and now it's the Action Sailor Recon Diver. So they kind of just put all the names there to kind of
got it right. They kind of got it right.
Clarification. Yeah. So that was a good.
A Marine is a Marine. A soldier is a soldier. Yeah.
Exactly. So we'll move on to our next one. And we have a Recon Diver.
I love the submersible. So cool.
Oh yeah,
that was a great idea.
It has this reminds me of one of my favorite missions in, I think, Modern Warfare 2, when you're in the little submarine and you come out and you've got those little submersible machines that you're on, and then you come off and you go up to the oil rig and you swim up to it and you just make your way up the water. Oh, that was one of my favorite missions in that game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. That's awesome inclusion on that. It just pull you through the water. Look at that. Look at that. My God.
And these shots kind of force you to buy 2, so it's good they were $25.
Oh, definitely.
These shots in the beginning, I was like, I'm cool with one of each, and then I saw these, and I'm like, good. I'm happy I'm not paying $72.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because you know how we order from so many and see who gets it first and then cancel the rest.
Of course.
Well, I ordered from 2. Now I'm gonna probably keep it. I'll probably keep them, and then delete the rest. But there you go. All they need is torpedo and the shit to lead them. That's awesome. That's an awesome pick again.
And I noticed there's so many guys. You guys are amazing. There's so many questions in the chat, but I just kind of want to guide through these, and we'll get to all the questions of these action heroes in just a minute. But I kind of want to just kind of look at these real quick. This is almost like, man, a nighttime at the sea. This is what imagination Matt has, though, huh?
Big time.
Oh yeah, man. From they're hitting the beach. That's how it would be,
Yeah, and then guys, really, these are the shots that drew me into this, because when I first saw the renders, I just thought the infantry was leagues better, but now they're pretty even to me, because I just love the way these greens bounce. These dark OD greens bounce
Yeah.
off this black. You just couldn't tell until you saw it really in this professional photography.
I kind of like all the different options you have with this guy too, like all the different like chest pieces and all sorts of things you can kind of switch out. I just think it's really, really neat. Trouser snake, sexy.
That's funny.
It's fumbles. It was always fumbles.
There's that cheeky Techno Viper as well in the background.
Oh yeah,
right. That's why I had that one.
Oh, I see him. Yeah,
little Easter egg of a of kind of a figure we got coming, but that's really cool that
he's about to get marked.
Yeah. And then the other dude is like, holy crap, look at all the accessories I get for 25 bucks.
I was thinking he's standing there going, shit, I've got to carry this all the way back to the sun.
I gotta bury all of this shit.
Good news, it's been over a half an hour. We can curse now.
I know, right? I looked.
All right.
Same.
Yeah.
I looked at the time before I said the S word.
We really needed Matt's $10 and then we can curse. So look at all that stuff. So we get 17 accessories, not as much, but if you think about it, the accessories are just they're big accessories though, and they get 17, but they're not 25 accessories like the other one, but you're getting some big stuff.
There's only so much you can really do with the sailor guy though, isn't there? Like at least with the infantry, you can create multiple different looks, but with a dude that's going to be coming out of the water, they're just going to be wearing a wetsuit most of the time.
Yeah, right. But I mean, the rebreather, the mask, the diving gauge, submersible. I mean, it does have the dog tags too, which is cool. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff. So and then Bobby B made a good point last night on the stream with good job guys with the Punk with Toys stream last night. He talked about the pistol having the suppressor on it this time. So compared to was it torpedoes, right? So that was
and they're still doing those damn extended magazines. I cut them off every time.
Yeah,
that's just me though.
Yeah, someone's gonna say, "Hey, look, it's the USS Flag. It's a freaking boat.
It's a destroyer or something." Like
Hey, Chris, comment on the back of the packaging for this one.
Just really just homaging the submersible. I think it's on the side there, but I don't necessarily. I'm not sure if there's like calling anything out necessarily. I had a look actually after this was revealed, and I was kind of looking at some of the old like artwork, the old kind of catalog images and stuff like that, and couldn't really see if they were trying to like do anything specific. So I think it's really just I don't know, just something random.
USS Jane. USS Jane.
Yep, Jane. That's it. From the comics, figure 6-pack.
That's really cool. Nice. Really cool. Then that's a nice little touch. I like that.
And speaking of the devil, look who it is. Bobby B.
What's up, Bobby?
Picture the anniversary action pilot having a ton of possibilities. The astronaut stands out to me most. So that actually brings up a great segue, Chris, because I wanted to ask you one of the questions I had. Are you happy with this contemporary look rather than kind of that 1/6 scale vintage look? Are you happy with this direction, or did you want to have them do the throwback?
This was one of those things when I didn't know I wanted it until I saw it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, and for the longest time when we had the listings for these guys, I was like, oh, it's just going to be a, we were told that it was a torpedo reuse for the sailor. So I just figured it was going to be the all black with the orange kind of like accents and stuff like that, because the actual action sailor is very minimal in terms of its deco. It's just mostly just all black with these tiny like orange elements on, I think, the gas can. I can't remember exactly, but there's not much going on with it. So I just assumed it was going to be that. I assumed the action soldier was going to be like a straight up like, not even homage, but just like a straight up redo. And apparently that was the plan early on, and then Lenny kind of changed direction with it and said, how about we do this? And everyone was like, yeah, let's do that. That sounds great. So it was one of those things that I'm not too fussed. Yeah. Like I'm happy to have this over what would effectively be, it would be a bit more basic. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. If it was just if it was literally just a callback to the 12-inch figure and that's what you get, and it didn't have all this gear with it, I don't know if it would be worth doing. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But I kind of like the fact that it's almost like it's an homage to that period without it being a redo or reissue. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. there's some fun comments from Diana Davis saying hello to her. How flexible are those flippers?
That flexible.
Yeah.
I think they leave them in
And
this
then,
pose before they package them. So when you get one
Right.
flipper, it's always bent.
I did have a one bent flipper in one of my eels, actually. That's
Yeah.
funny. You
I
should
try to
say that.
warm it up and put them cold on. It's still bent.
Yeah. And there's a look at all the gear. That's a lot of gear, even for for $35. And for 25, it's even better. But yeah,
That's a good
it's a lot of
statement.
gear.
Military from other nations, they should, because that's Joe.
Yeah.
You got Big Ben in there. You got
and they were making it global anyway, right? So
Yeah,
that's
oh,
why we
yeah.
don't have like a real American hero on the package, because they want to, it's all about everywhere else too.
Well, there's a couple of, I mean, obviously the 60th GI Joe, like 1960s GI Joe, going all the way through to like the 80s, and then Palatoy's Action Man and stuff like that. They all have loads of different things they could take for the 60th anniversary. So you could have, SAS. You could have.
Chris. That's right, baby.
Nice. There you go.
Right. Yeah, you just started. So, I'll let Chris finish his comment, and then we'll.
I was going to say, there's I was just kind of talking about the global aspect. Yeah, there'd be loads of great options based on what we've already seen, like in the past. So yeah, that'd be so cool.
Like the Action Force and stuff. But as far as Tony, you did 2 out of 3 of these. What's your update on the LRRP?
Oh man, 2 out of 3. Okay,
well, you got him with you. All right, let's get you. Well, I got to go down.
You know, I got him with me and going live.
Here we go.
Nice.
There's a Snake Eyes with a 60. There's Snake Eyes and a head sculpt. The head sculpt and the hat is molded together. It's my buddy Brandon Aubert. He printed those, and then I just finished.
Are you going to put the sister's photo in his hat?
I am. I think I'm going to get Bad Mother Tattoos and Customs to do a decal instead of me painting that little her little head. And then there's Tommy.
Oh man, that one's sick.
Brilliant. That's awesome.
You gotta have his arrows. You gotta have his bow.
See, it's a callback to my Storm Shadow. He could continue to carry 300 pounds.
Well, at least he had this in the comic book.
Hey, he's still strong, even as an older man with a white hood.
Oh yeah, there goes Tommy Arashikage. Yeah, next up is Lonzo, and then Roel Robles, Ronan Doodles. He digibashed all the rest. So now there's Dickie, Raymond, Wade. Like, give me more, man. Hell, I've got my plate full of the Vietnam era LERP team, and they're fun making because a lot of them can be kit bashes. Anybody can do that. Not just, I might paint a torso or modify a head here and there, but they're mostly get out back's legs, get rock and roll's torso, get somebody, I mean, you can make them now. They're easy, so that's what I want to do, just show them. And you got any questions, ask, because I'm not the first one. Ray Murphy's done his, Fairy to Workaholics done his, and man, it's just that's a big inspiration to do those. I'm like, wait a minute, because I mean, as you know, Travis, my customizes have gone down a little bit because they're making them. They're making the ones I've made already. So I'm like, that's
a perfect plug. That's also kind of why we went on hiatus with Welcome to the Terrordrome, because they're just giving us so much stuff. How can we really focus on custom work? As amazing as it is, we're getting a package at the door every day of classified. It's like, how can we even think about a stand-in, even if it's amazing and better? We just can't. There's just so much stuff. So now we're kind of chilling a little bit. We're back Wednesday with Gridiron, and we hope to have at least a show a month, or hopefully 2 shows a month, and start spotlighting those customizer again. But the most important question of all, Tony, for you is this: why are you all baby-faced?
Oh man, sometimes when you're shaving and you make a mistake, you got to take it off so it can come back nice and full.
Man, Chris and I would be in trouble if we made a mistake. This is
if you guys made a mistake.
I look like a chubby 12-year-old girl when I shave. So
yeah, leave it to Aaron to point that out. Thanks, David.
So actually, one of the inspirations I saw for this Recon diver was the Brazil set here was a wetsuit. So very similar, right? Do you think Lenny had this on his mind, or is it just ironic, Chris?
I don't think I. If I was to guess, I think it's more direct to the action sailor of yesteryear because it is
For sure.
literally a black, kind
Mhm.
of like sailor. And then what Lenny I think has done is he's then gone, right, let's do that, let's update it, let's bring in some other aspects, modernize it. And he's probably then you go out and you start referencing what do modern kind of divers have now, what do they come with. I think it's more likely that he's done that. Obviously he probably knows what there's a special mission Brazil wetsuit in the
Yeah.
history, but I don't think that it was really being put into the
Yeah.
action sailor, if you know what I mean. Just if I had to guess,
Right.
it just feels like it's a very
For sure.
clear, straight trajectory from that figure to then just what do modern divers have? That's what I think happened there on
Yeah.
that one, personally.
Cool. All right. So
Until I
I got
interview him and he tells me, yeah, of course it was Special Mission Brazil wetsuit, you idiot. And I'll be
well,
like, okay, cool.
my follow up to that was how close. Am I saying his name right? John Warden, right?
John Warden,
John
yeah.
Warden. So John Warden, how closer? Well, we haven't seen him on any streams lately, but I know he's a lot closer to the line than he had been,
Oh, John is
months ago and around
he's the head
Comic-Con.
of, he runs
He's
the
the
GI
head,
Joe brand.
but
Yeah.
he was kind of silent on the whole for a while, and then kind of came out around Comic-Con time. But I gotta say, like, I think he's been bringing in more of the modern aesthetics of the 4-inch modern to
Yeah.
what Classified's doing as well, right?
Yeah, definitely. Because
So I think
John
that
was
could be part
obviously
of this.
he's
Yeah,
been at Hasbro and he's been like
yeah,
heading up GI Joe projects since I don't know, can't even remember how long it's been now, but he was kind of in charge around like 25th Pursuit of Cobra kind of era as well. Like he was doing a lot of stuff there. And I know that he liked doing a lot of modern influence in the Pursuit of Cobra line. And I think that's coming out again, like here, like working with Lenny and doing a lot of kind of modern stuff. So yeah, John's been on this brand for forever, man. Forever.
yep. And we have Derek Holoman. Hey, what's up, man? He says that
So
submersible will come with wetsuit. So some of this could
Good,
be
do you?
setting up wetsuit, which makes up my
I
point
mean,
there
you've
a little
pretty
bit.
much
So
you've got
yeah,
other than a head sculpt
yep. There you go.
and
Same thing. Chris says the same thing. So yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I did him. I made him too. He has a black outfit. It's like, I don't know. I mean, version 14 or something, a wetsuit. There's so many.
Yeah, there
there you
is. He's
go.
got, was it black and orange, isn't it? Isn't it like an orange color?
It's black and his chest is like navy blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I know which one you're talking about. There are a few versions of that of wetsuit, aren't there? And there was some random like redecos they did in right, 100%.
Yeah. So I think we have. Oh, nice. Let me get that. I didn't even
Beautiful.
notice. Sorry, I was looking at the comments. Let me get Tony on that.
Beautiful.
All right.
Yeah.
It's like a
Yeah. So this,
a
I
night
stole from
force wetsuit.
3D Joe's, and Yo Joe has
Yeah, of course.
all of them. So yeah, and then imagine it. I went the easy route because black is so easy. Than that teal, his original color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude. Fun to make.
Crazy, bro. All right, let's get to some of these questions that we have regarding the 60th line.
Yeah.
Will we see, Rachel, hello, will we see Hasbro dip into the Action Force line for the 60th? I at least want a Joe Colton. Hold on a second. Let's get to Chris.
There he is. Yeah. Oh, version 9. Okay, I'm sorry. I was off. Version 9.
And
thanks,
there was
Chris.
this one as well. There's this one as well, which is pretty cool. This is version 5 from which is a little slightly different on the old chest piece there. Like,
that's version 5. Okay.
Yeah, version 5 from 98. Which I think was what they were doing with version 9. They were kind of homaging this kind of figure.
Yeah, he's got that light green with him. Yeah, looks awesome.
Coolsies. Thanks, Yo.
We're just going to leave it here so people think it's the full force, and we'll get 130 people watching instead of 50.
Where's my? I feel naked without my frame.
Ding, 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 naked HD. Did anybody say naked HD? I don't know what's going on with this thing. It's like spinning forever. All right, cool. So all right. So we got. Here's the question: will we see Starduster. No, will we see Hasbro dip into the Action Force line for the 60th? Now, I don't think they'll ever use the name Action Force. That's just for, but there's going to be some kind of way to use it or homage because Joe Colton, you know, we're looking for our do everything Joe.
Unless you want to wait for the Monster Force.
We're going to talk about Monster Force later, so stay tuned if you want to talk Monster Force. That was a spoiler. Yeah. Thanks, Tony. No, you had no idea, but go ahead, Chris.
You can obviously they can use the IP. The IP isn't a problem. So anything visually, you know, represented from back in the day during Action Force, they can use. It's just the name that they can't. So yeah, you'd probably see like, I don't know, little homages here and there. I mean, we've what have we? I mean, Super 7 are doing it, which is pretty cool. So we've seen Red Jackal in a couple of different formats now. Like he's in Ultimates, and it's just been kind of leaked that he's in Reaction as well. Speaking to Brian as well, it sounds like he wants to do more Palatoy related things for, like, you know, the future as well. So possibly even for the O-ring line they've just announced would be pretty cool. So I wouldn't be completely surprised if Hasbro dipped into it for classified as well. Like, it would be kind of, I don't know, something they could really do some fun stuff with.
All right, next one. Is it too soon for a 6-inch adventure team?
Never. Too soon. Never too soon. Not never going to happen.
Matt says, I'm excited to have plastic back, especially a way to keep weapons secure. I was really loving what they did, plastic free. The artwork, well, at least I've always said this, at least the artwork stays, and it's there twice now, and then you're getting that Easter egg photography on the back. So as Lenny went over it in the stream, if you missed it, he kind of talked about the packaging when he was talking about Techno Viper, and he said it's the best of both worlds, and I can't disagree. You're finally going to get the secure weapons. Hopefully you get to see what's in there, so there's none of that box switching of you putting a John Cena basic figure in there or whatever it is.
Schrodinger's classified figure. Yeah.
So, I mean, it solves a lot of problems, but they keep what they loved about the other packaging and bringing it back. You can't please everyone, but I think they've done absolutely the best. Next question. Wonder if they'll name the pilot the Action Aviator. Or
probably just call it the Action Pilot.
Yeah, there you go. All right. I would like to see the October Guard, Action Force, and Commandos Heroicals. Yeah, we just, the more the merrier. Chris blinked twice. If Haslab Rattler is a go. We're going to talk vehicles later. We'll just say that. We'll talk. We actually have a whole segment of vehicles, so let's get to that. Rachel, we do need October Guard. They weren't all Russian. Blah blah blah. Okay, looks like a chat you guys were having. Diana says, Tony, will you make a Don Moreno before Hasbro?
Yeah, I had told her. I had told her. Yeah, I think I have a lot of fodder I can use for her. She's kind of looks like a cinch to make.
Can you get it done now?
Yeah.
Just make it before the end of the stream.
Let's do it.
You've only got 6 hours. Go.
All right. We're going to talk about vehicles later. So we'll talk about all this. We'll get to those other questions later on. So,
okay, I'm out.
Peace.
All right. Bye.
Tony. Bye, mate.
All right. Let's move on. We got a lot to do. So let's move on here. All right. This was actually my favorite thing of the whole fan stream was Retro Duke. We already have 3 Dukes, right? Am I saying that right? We kind of had the Tiger Force Duke, regular Duke, and the repainted
field kind of variant.
Field variant. There you go. There's the technical term. But man, I was in love. I'm sure Diana can agree. This was the real deal. And I was like, what if this is how classified began? It probably wouldn't change much because we're in, we got 60 people watching this and we're all in love with this line. But imagine though, if the first 5 characters were this Retro Duke, Retro Scarlett, Snake Eyes the way it was, Retro the way it was, and that Amazon Roadblock. If that was the first 5, bam.
I wouldn't have had to make them.
That's what I'm saying. We would have not had to buy the weird video game versions. We would have saved us some money too. So, but yeah, Duke just looks insane. Tony, you've customized a Duke and messed around with that. So how you feeling about this retro carded one?
I'm looking good. He looks, I mean, let's see how close I got. Oh yeah, man, he looks crazy. I mean, I got kind of close.
Nice.
Once you find that paint match for them shoulders that are green, you're golden with Tiger Force Dusty's legs. But yeah, man, he looks awesome. I like the way they did his flag correctly on his shoulder. You know, the little writing on his E-tool, his entrenching tool in his backpack looks awesome.
Oh yeah, they had a joke about that. The tactical shovel they kept
the
talking
tactical
about.
shovel.
So,
You have to tactically slap someone with it.
right.
Yeah, got the XLMR rocking. Got his binoculars in there, and then they even went to detail. They got his inside shirt is the green, got the green collar sticking out. Got the grenade on top of the bandolier. Yeah, man.
The lyrics printed on the tool as well.
Yep. Yo, Joe.
Tactical shovel. Tactical shovel. Get it right, guys. Come on.
God dang it.
It's a lyrical shovel is what it is.
I love how everyone bashed the modern Duke, and then now everyone likes it again now that the retro's out. You can't please
not me. Hey, I don't.
But no, Diana does say she has. You get but I'm sure she loves the Mezco one as well.
She's opposite Lawrence. He hates Duke. She loves Duke. He hates her. Right. He hates him. She loves him. But this Duke is awesome. I don't know. Everybody's talking about, oh, his forearms are too big. I don't think he's a buff dude. He's a strong dude. He looks good, man. I mean, does he need a wristwatch? Probably, but nitpicking here. So I mean, he looks really good.
Diagnostic 80. We got to get the elephant out of the room. The blister card. It is the thick card stock, but it doesn't have the white borders that we have here with our friend Mickey Mouse Coco.
There's something about the white border that just like visually strengthens it, and like without it, it kind of weirdly everything just dissipates into the ether, and I don't really understand what the whole art term is, but I understand that something is happening visually, that the white border creates like this kind of containment or strength or whatever it is. I don't know the artistic term.
There you go, DJ.
It has got like, they're sturdy and everything, but when you remove that white border, there's something happens and it just does not look finished. It looks unfinished. It kind of looks a little bit like no disrespect to you, Tony, but it looks like a custom card back. It doesn't look like the official one that's coming out. It kind of looks like not even like a custom. It looks like, like a third party do it, but they don't want to get IP infringed. Like they don't want, and they don't want like, the legal team coming down on them. So they change elements of it to kind of take it away a little bit. That's what the vibe I get when they take the white border away. I'm like, come on. And then to have it on the retro Cobra Commander and not have it on the figures that come afterwards. It's like, what's going on?
So this obviously had to be a decision. This had to be a decision above Lenny and Emily and somewhere in
more than likely, because they were aware of this. Yeah.
But it's the thicker cardstock. Emily did confirm that. So I mean, I'll take that. I don't want a flimsy card back with a white border.
Take that. So
I'd rather, I mean, if you got to take one, you want the one that's probably not going to arrive damaged, right? So that's just
100%.
Yeah, because to be honest, I bought Marvel Legends, like the vintage Spidey stuff from Walmart, and they just threw it in a bag and it arrived mint because that's how thick that fucking cardstock is. You know what I mean? So I think
I joke that they were delivering them via carrier pterodactyl, or
I've been lucky with my Walmart.
They were launched from like an ancient flaming trebuchet. It's like that's how they were getting them to people. It's like the Paperboy kid from the computer game was launching them at doors. That's what was happening. It's like, what is going on? Walmart is so bad when it comes to delivering stuff, man. It's so bad.
I've been lucky. I've been real lucky. Yeah.
Ace Ventura at the beginning of the first movie when he's like kicking the box down the hallway. It's like, there you go. There's your figures. D bags.
King bags.
D bags.
But just kind of getting back into Duke, man. I don't have it's like one of those things, quote, no notes, because this thing is just dope. And Tony had notes, the wristwatch, and then we're talking about the white border, but this is pretty much a damn near perfect figure for me.
Agreed.
Lenny did say that for that face sculpt, he kit bashed the OG figure with the Real American Hero cartoon face together, which is like, wow, what an amalgamation to make for retro carded. And then we have that visor on the helmet's adjustable he talked about. And then that's other than that, I'm pleased as hell.
I got a comment about that thing. Are they gonna have more of those? Yeah, because there you go with the helmet and the visor. Duke didn't have that, but he had just a helmet. But there's the helmet and the visor. Short fuse, Grand Slam, Flash, all had that visor.
Starduster,
Starduster,
Thunder. Except Thunder has little like
Thunder.
Starduster, obviously. We're gonna talk about
bits
that.
up.
I don't know. Haven't we seen this in other pictures where it just doesn't have the white border? Didn't we just see it?
They actually had Scarlett's card on the show.
They had the card with them. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah, and then Spec. Look at these dorks. Yeah, look who's talking, punk.
What's up, Spec?
What's up, Spec?
Sarlacc.
And then it'll be fun to get another Flint for sure. I think that's got to be coming up. But while we got the lady here, let's talk about our friend Scarlett.
Beautiful. I think she looks fantastic, and I like the fact they put the little gun inside the wrist,
inside the left wrist. Yeah,
that's really cool.
Yep.
Someone was saying the other day they wished that they'd put the what they called the old doink on the back. She had like a, what's it called? Bart Simpson's weapon of choice, slingshot. She has a slingshot, the original figure, in a back pocket.
Really?
Yeah, check the figure out. It has a little slingshot.
I will do
on
that.
Her butt.
That's crazy.
And and they were kind of saying if they put the gun on the inside wrist, why didn't they put the slingshot on her butt? And I think, well, like Pat even said the other day, I think we were talking about these, and he said the slingshot he always thought was a little bit kind of silly, and he kind of could see why they took it off there. But
I don't remember that. That's insane.
It's one of those things, you don't remember. It's like Norgahide's got a gun in a holster on the back of his vest, and I don't think anybody remembers that.
Oh yeah,
because he's got that kind of like that animal print vest, and there's like a gun in the small of his back in a holster. It's so forgettable. And the other one is what's the other one I was thinking of just then? There's another one that always gets forgotten, and I'll come to me later. But yeah, it's interesting they did that with the inside of wrist, but they didn't put the slingshot on her butt. But she looks great, and I like I love the tactical ponytail option. That's really cool.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Because the original one had short hair.
Yeah, the fact you can take them all out as well, and you can have the original haircut too. Yeah, which is pretty fun. Yeah.
No, that's
Beachhead's beret is a good shout, Subdon. Yeah, Beachhead's beret is another one where he has it tucked in his
shoulder,
little shoulder port, or what the hell they call it.
That's exactly right. That's right. Yeah. And these color, the paint they put on, the paint deco they put on these weapons, it looks awesome. It's different. It's cool. I like it. Hey,
great loadout.
Yeah, man.
Valkyrie.
Be careful with those. Be careful with those crossbow bolts, man. You'll lose them, and you'll lose them to the vacuum cleaner.
Big time.
Yeah. So as you could see, right on her right, our left, the sheath that she has, that each of the crossbows will fit right inside, and then they load into the crossbow. So that's a great feature. We got the XMLR obviously on the left and M16 on the right, and then I think the weapons look great. That OD green, military green, is going to look awesome on her. Obviously, this is just the ultimate Scarlett. For
sure. It does feel like when you make the cartoon fans happy and you make the comic book fans happy, you win it.
The OG toy fans happy too. Yeah,
big time. That's all it is.
So
she looks great in those images, doesn't she? Just absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's with that Garrido starburst back there. Yes, sir. That explosion.
So here's one point I wanted to. I mean, she's bloody glorious, but I wanted to point out how it's kind of a weird thing for me to say. It'd be better if like Rachel or Diana said it, but isn't she the most perfect muscular? She has the most perfect
physique. Yeah,
dude, her physique is badass.
It reminds me of that. It reminds me of that Anniversary Black Widow we just got. That
there you go.
Absolutely going to be on the top of many Marvel Legends lists for best of the year. That one that's just like incredible articulation, but just had such a good buck on it that was believable yet feminine, but still muscular. Kind of just
really. You have the Baroness to me is like more sexy, slinky, badass, and then Scarlett's just full on muscle.
In the gym, but not like China. You know what I mean? Like she's
not hugely steroided out. No,
for sure. Awesome. All right, cool. Let's move on to Recondo.
One of my faves. Take it, Chris.
Yeah, they've done a great job on the camo on the pants here. Like again, this is, you know, it's a figure that we've seen in Tiger Force already, so he's already perfect. Lols. But in this version, again, like I think this was necessary. The amount of comments I would get on videos about, like I would talk about, like, you know, obvious repaints coming, and you know, we were probably going to get a Tiger Force version of this, and there'd always be a comment saying, "Yeah, but we haven't got Recondo. We never got Recondo." And I'm like,
There's a reason.
it hasn't
There's a
finished
reason.
yet.
Yeah.
Like, and also I couldn't say a lot of this stuff, like knowing that Recondo was coming eventually anyway, and I just had to kind of like keep saying, "Don't worry, you're gonna get Recondo." And yeah, and it's one of those ones that they had to do, and they were never not going to do this. It's just when was the right time to do it, and you know, the way that if you look at the line plan over the years of what they've released and when they've released it, you can see what's kind of happened. Like we saw this huge shift where they went from 3 figures to 5-figure wave, and that point we lost a few figures in the ether. One of them was regular bat bazooka, and the other one was, there was another one that was pushed a little bit, and you ended up with this weird, like, do you remember that with that lineup that had the 5-figure waves, and then bazooka was in there, and it was just like the different packaging and everything.
So actually, can I bring this up, because this was something I had wrote beforehand. I wish, because of how this is being presented, I wish we got bazooka this way.
Yeah,
because it was such a throwaway figure in that way, because we just got the Tiger Force. And imagine if this was in the wave with Quick Kick and, you know, the figures we're going to talk about in a minute. Total throwaway figure, but because it's retro carded, new blister card, more accessories, we're appreciating this more. I think bazooka should have gotten that treatment, but again, these decisions are made on the fly. The line is still relatively new, 3 to 4 years. So imagine 2-3 years from now, if we're still doing the line, obviously I believe they will, these decisions will be made so far in advance that I think something like that won't happen again. You know,
that's the problem. You make a decision, it affects the next like 9 months of a situation. Yeah. So like with it was interesting to see that, and how bazooka got pushed almost like 2 or 3 waves ahead. Like it was weird. It was really odd how that all kind of shook out. And then you ended up with that wave initially. I think the first wave was Falcon, Covergirl, Outback, and Barbecue
Marauders,
and one of the Crimson Bat, right? So you had those, and obviously 3 of them were repaints. And it was like, why has this happened? Why are there so many repaints? It's like, it's because they've shifted gears. Like, you know, they can't. Anyway, that was one of the things that you see when these patterns you start to see emerging. And obviously one of them was clearly Recondo was meant a lot earlier than this, but things happened, plans changed, and they thought, let's put him in this instead.
Yeah.
Oh man, look at that. Woo!
You got that signature slouch hat and path clearing machete. But yeah, looks good.
Look, his hat's dirty.
Not a whole lot. But what's up?
I said, look, the front of his hat's dirty.
One of the better comments we've gotten recently was from our one of our toy kind of movies.
Wow,
that's a shots fired right there.
Hey, David. So what?
We all do, don't we?
Don't be jealous. Everyone wants? Be jealous. All right, let's move on from retro to the pre-orders now. The mainline pre-orders. I think everything is scheduled for April 10th on Pulse. There were a couple figures that were May or something like that, but just to kind of give a heads up. And then of course some of the other websites will always have like a month different. Throwing in Big Boa, number 114 in the line. Romo,
man, he looks great. He looks like how Big Boa is supposed to look. Big dude. I don't know if they're using a mixture of gung ho's top half and then a sculpted brand new sculpt for his legs and boots. That's awesome. Looks great. I passed on him just because I like my custom, and he looks, you know, his unmasked head looks cool. I don't think it was needed, but any extra is always dope. You know, always any extra, give it to us. You know what I mean? But he looks awesome. Even getting whipped by a quick kick.
Look at the comment, Anthony. Spec loving these a toy kind of full force beefy boys.
That's right. I bet you. Yeah, that's right. Get him, David.
Anyway, speaking of beefy boys, bro, 90 pounds, beefy boy, 90
pounds. Get it. Still get
man. Those gloves look so good with the black.
Easy.
Back. black Cobra insignia, but he looks dope. Chris, talk about Big Boa.
I like how many options you get with this one, and I think Matt, Shooting the Galaxy. I think he has
just signed Shooting the Galaxy to an exclusive deal now. He's doing.
There you go. He's now confirmed. Classified.
There you go. That's our
classified Shooting the Galaxy confirmed.
Here's our clickbait for the replay.
I think just that one shot of him lifting is great, but then that one where he's got the two, as if he's putting the gloves on or taking them off. I love.
He got hit or he got kicked in the gut.
He's taking them off because he got kicked in the wall.
He's switching to MMA pretty quick here, isn't he?
That's it.
He's switching to he's switching to ground and pound real fast.
He just got knocked the fuck out by Logan Paul. One of those staged celebrity matches. We got to do the Logan Paul from Mattel Elite WWE. Logan Paul versus Big Boa. We got to do it.
So have they announced
some WWE in there?
Yeah, there's a Logan Paul out. That's an Ultimate Edition, but for those who missed it, there's some more coming. That would just be hilarious if you could.
See, I don't need him.
Well, hold on. We got a Big Boa right here.
There you go. Get your Big Boa out, Tony.
That looks pretty much the same.
I whip my Big Boa out for spec.
Really cool.
Yeah, that's what Spec wants to see. So,
also, do you think the head looks a little bit? I don't know. Might have a little bit of a Stallone influence going on there.
Yeah, originally I thought so, but then after seeing the photography, I don't know. Someone mentioned that look in your show that it looked a little like John Bernthal, but I don't even see that either. But I would definitely see more Stallone with that dazed look that Tony was talking about. The Tony from Hasbro talking about that dazed look, and then I loved when they were talking about his boxing gloves that they were the fist the size of frozen turkeys.
My goodness,
that was pretty cool.
The great Tonino.
I had this debate with a couple of people about did they want the punching bag on a stick,
Diana,
and I was kind of on the fence with it because I think it is a bit goofy when you think about it. You punch that thing, whereas it's going to literally hit the deck. There's no, it's not staying up for you to to punch. So I don't know. I thought I personally would have loved a deluxe Big Boa that came with a weight bench that had a scaffold on it, and the scaffold could have a hanging punching bag that would lock in. And hang, and you could kind of have him training on that, and you can have things just lots of different and you could a rack on the scaffold for the barbells and the dumbbells and everything. I think that would be really freaking cool. But again,
Gridiron's got all the gym equipment already, but just to make one thing that you can hang the heavy bag and the speed bag, someone's going to do it. These 3D printers are insane. They will do it.
And you could do just a regular punching bag with a little chain on the top of it, and you could hook it anywhere. But it would make it difficult for actually using it, because obviously not much is. You're not going to have many situations where the bag is going to be able to hang at a good height for the figure. So I don't know, but I think it would have been cool to do something like that.
Tony Danza, that's a classic right there.
Yeah, he was a boxer too.
He was, yeah. So there is an Easter egg. There actually is an Easter egg. If you look close enough, you can see Dana White at ringside. You just gotta really squint and use binoculars. A 300-point zoom. You squint, use binoculars. You'll see Dana. I promise. It's an Easter egg.
Is it Dana that I always see in that meme of the video reaction when they're on the side of the ring and they're all gonna go like that?
No, that's John Anik. And shout out to him. He's from Boston. John Anik is the one. Oh, Joe Rogan. It's Joe Rogan and John Anik and Daniel Cormier, I think. Yeah. Those are the announcers of UFC. Yeah. So cool. All right, we'll move on from Big Boa to we're going Airborne now.
One of favorite all time.
Looks good. This one's really satisfying to me because when I saw the renders, I was kind of like, cool, it's Airborne. But then you see the figure and it's there's so much depth and so many different things going on the chest and the secondary. I'm really into the amount of cool stuff that Airborne comes with that didn't really translate very clearly on the render originally.
Oh man, yeah. Every one of these renders are awesome. He's got the, he's got, that's how you hold the pistol with 2 hands right there, kneeling down. Look at the background, just to
Yeah, quick
kick
kick.
is smash.
chair.
I mean, this is like this.
Sorry, Big Boa.
This MMA fight turned into a SmackDown on Friday. I'm telling you.
Yeah, he's like, quick kick, get my back, take care of my light work while I just blast.
Is that the chair from $1 Million Baby?
Probably.
It's the bar stool from Creed 3, I promise. I was standing in, I saw it.
Oh, there's Franklin.
So, and
out
we
the
see
knife,
that
got the
suppressor on the pistol
silencer.
there. Yeah. Silencer on the pistol, yeah. And then, so I guess he's going after the Techno Vipers that kind of interfered with the match.
I see that. I see that.
We
That's
got here.
cool.
So it's very interesting that they did that, but yeah, it's strong.
Oh man, if they had him repelling, down from the Dragonfly, ooh, I don't know why they did it.
On top of the arena.
Yeah.
On top of the crypto arena.
Insane. If anyone could pull it off, it'd be
the T-Mobile arena.
Yep.
Yeah, I love how the packaging with the blue in the background, he just really pops in the package.
Gorgeous.
So even if you're at MIB, you're going to be thrilled with just the way he looks. And
Scott,
speaking of
by the
packaging,
way,
yeah,
but I should say Scott Johnston on the artwork as well. He's done the he's also the guy responsible for a lot of the website artwork. So all of that kind of like, website Storm Shadow stuff.
What website?
Yeah, not anymore. But
yeah.
Sorry.
But
Easter Island, yes, Easter Island from the episode that Sunbow episode that Airborne and his brother feature.
There it is.
I got your back, kids. There it is.
Right. Awesome stuff.
And then this was funny. I don't know how I found this, but
Elias G.I. Joe.
It said G.I. Joe, so man, when you Google stuff, you never know what you're gonna find. But
that's the most random thing I've ever seen in my life. I love it.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, there's the Easter eggs, and we just showed you in the cartoon.
Rocking Firefly's weapon.
So that helicopter was in the episode, and it's not the Dragonfly. It's I don't even know what helicopter it is. It's just a regular green military. Maybe some of you guys in the chat.
Is it an Apache? I want to say
looks like an Apache.
I think it's an Apache. And there is an Apache in the line technically. If you look for the desert Apache in the figure line.
But this was green in the cartoon. It wasn't a desert color.
I'm pretty sure the cartoon had a dragonfly in it. I'm not sure why they didn't just do a dragonfly, considering they have a dragonfly coming. Like it seems odd they wouldn't put the dragonfly
because they did the one that's right here. But that's
the dragonfly in the cartoon.
No, that one's not the dragonfly. I went back and looked in the episode, and it wasn't the dragonfly.
You sure?
Which one? This one, that's a dragonfly. The one on the right.
Was it? Well,
pretty sure it's a dragonfly, mate.
That's a dragonfly.
Oh, you know why I got confused? Because it wasn't Wild Bill.
Oh yeah,
I was like, how we put those two synonymous? I'm like, no, Wild Bill, it's something else. But yeah, I'm sure it was a dragonfly. Anyway, don't listen to me. I don't know. All right, so Wolf Spider should have got that SMG. Hell yeah, that's why
Wolf Spider should have got that beachhead weapon. I'll still give him the AR with the bayonet.
All of those figures and then just swap all their guns around.
Swap all their guns. That's all you got to do. No big deal. Yes, Chris, that'd be awesome. Salvo, Ambush, Pathfinder. Yeah. Woo! Damn, one of my absolute favorites.
He's looking good, isn't he? Really good.
Yes, very, very nice. Ray Romano's older brother.
No, that was for Big Boa.
Oh, I was like,
looking at some of the older comments. I can't keep up.
They did him right. They did him justice. My Arizona guy. Him and Mainframe.
Yeah, where's Mainframe? Where's
Right?
Mainframe and Dial Tone and Lifeline and
there we go. Say it. Say that shit, Chris.
And Hit and Run and Repeater and Lightfoot and Spearhead and Max and Charbroil. Sorry, Karen.
But speaking of the Dragonfly, Speaking of the Dragonfly, though, is that the greens that he has there on the belt strap there covering the harness is Lenny said that's the same green, the rifle green that they will have in the Dragonfly color. Nice. So matches the scheme there. So, but what do you think of these accessories, Tony?
I'm good with them. I mean, I always nitpick the guns because you've got Beachhead's weapon with Airborne. That's fine. I mean, I'll give him I think they gave the Crimson Guards the Airborne's weapon. You know, the AR with the
right here,
bayonet.
Johnny B.
Exactly. Yeah, there you go. Johnny B54 knows what's up.
Yep.
You know, and you know, my guy Mark Muncan at Gridiron's gonna take care of us, dude. He's gonna do loadouts for all these bad boys. If you want, you know, people just want to rock with Hasbro stuff, do that too. That's fine. You know, there you go. But yeah, his loadout's cool. That's who is that? Whose backpack is that? Is that the first Dukes?
It looks similar, doesn't it?
I think
it is, yeah.
It could be.
It is, yeah. It's
It's
the same as Duke's.
got the tactical shovel. The tactical shovel, baby.
Yeah, and he's got
They
the
just
quad
removed
nods.
the lyrics. They just removed the lyrics from it this time, so you can't sing while you're digging a hole.
Yeah, he's got
He'll
like
fight for freedom while you're crying in the rain, digging a trench.
The quad night vision on his helmet. That's cool.
Yeah, and then that's the goggles. That's actually a cover for the goggles, so they don't get all dirty.
That's
and
nice.
Very nice.
Tony called the face sculpt. He's got the faraway stare, so he can see right through you or whatever. Yeah, I like
1,000-yard stare. Even though
get a nice look. Yeah, that's a really nice looking sculpt. So
another Native American in the lineup as well.
Yep,
Navajo.
Remember him in Spirit checking on Snake Eyes.
I think this is one of the figures though, is like Grunt, right? We're just like cool, whatever, but then you get it in hand, you're like, this is one of the best of the year.
Definitely. Grunt, man. Grunt is phenomenal. Yeah. Absolutely phenomenal. Was not expecting.
Diana, you call me out, Diana. Damn, I got told.
Yes.
All right, Todd. See.
Hi, Todd.
It's Airborne's backpack. That's funny.
The kick that's supposed to be quick. Go ahead.
Love him.
So we got Quick Kick. Go ahead, Chris.
Huge fan of Quick Kick. He was synonymous in the Action Force comics when I was a kid, like weekly and monthly. He was in all the VHS videotapes that we ended up kind of getting in the UK. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them. And he was just one of those kind of like very forefront characters in the UK during like 87, 88 kind of time. And he was the first figure I had in the Action Force line. I had him and Flint on the same day. They were the first two figures I ever had. And so to get this one in the classified series, I'm just super happy and stoked. And it's like, it's really awesome. I just think they've done a phenomenal job on this one. I love the backpack, the two swords. I love the fact that nunchuckers Michelangelo into his belt, like proper Turtles style in the back loops. I love that. And I'm really digging the additional deco they've put on the pants, which I think Lenny described as like kind of like representing the wind, like the quickness of the wind and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, that armor padding that we see there. Yeah, that's
absolutely.
Cool. Did you know he's a master of Taekwondo, Goji Ryu, Southern Praying Mantis, Tai Chi, Zen Sword,
I've read the
and Wing
a few times. Yeah,
he's the master of getting his ass whipped by Storm Shadow. Come on now.
Well, everybody is.
Yeah, but he defeated Storm Shadow in Pyramid of Darkness.
He did not.
I did. How cool was that intro, though?
In the Sunbow.
In the Sunbow cartoon, the intro for in Pyramid of Darkness, when he jumps down probably like a 300-foot drop, takes out a bunch of Crimson Guards like they're nothing, and then proceeds to have a fight with Storm Shadow that ends up with them doing some sort of crazy jump kick at each other, and they land at other side, like miles apart from a standing jump, and then you just see Storm Shadow drop to his knees and fall.
Yeah,
it's so cool, man. It was like some proper kung fu movie stuff. I loved it.
Without swords, yeah, exactly. I'm a fan of the comic, the Real American Hero comic, when Storm Shadow beats him inside of 30 seconds.
That's what he's doing at Big Boa right now. One thing I love about this photography is we're starting to see highlights of the articulation, because you know, while we know about the posability and figures because of the the range with the butterfly joints and double elbows, double knees. We're starting to really see that range with quick kick here, and I mean, especially with like this high kick that we got there, and just even reaching to the backpack. That's an underrated way of using butterfly joints too. So
100%.
really,
nice.
look at that right there. There's a kind of somewhat of a a Marvel Avenger Black Widow pose on the left, and yeah, these are real. We're starting to really see the articulation.
I do find it funny that Matt put the sash on the wrong side on some of these pictures, by the way, and it
was
that way. And then in some of the shot, in another shot, he's got it the right way around, and in other shots he hasn't. I thought that was quite funny.
Yeah,
it's supposed to come off his left shoulder. Yeah, you go. Yeah.
There you go. See how it's on the left and the right. Yeah, there's the one you're talking about. Oh, the fudgy bar picture is my profile picture on Facebook.
That's cool. That picture on the left is dope.
Yeah. And now, so here's the thing. When you first saw these two face sculpts, and we'll look at them in a second, you didn't really see much of a difference. But now that you see the fudgy bar on the left, and then you see him kind of getting into that Zen and that stoic warrior look that Lenny would talk about, is like now you could see it's such a subtle difference, but it makes all the difference in the world when you put them into play right here, right?
Two words: total sunbow.
Absolutely.
With those cheeks.
Big time.
All right. Let's talk packaging real quick. Looks good. Chris, obviously we see we were talking about our friend Storm Shadow, and there he is.
Storm Shadow and the Tiger Seal. Yeah, very, very cool. Very cool. Pyramid of Darkness, baby. In the winter, in the snow, in the freezing cold, Captain no shirt and no suit, no shoes.
Man,
unbelievable.
Shang-Chi taught him well. Ignore the weather.
I love that Shang-Chi figure, Marvel Legends figure, the one that is effectively
same here. Definitely.
And I was really happy to pick that up when it came out. But
well, in Action Force, the English version or whatever, he's supposed to have been trained by Shang-Chi.
Yeah. There's a whole comic book story where they cross over because they wanted to promote the Shang-Chi, because it was Marvel UK, the comics, and they wanted to promote Shang-Chi, and they did it by utilizing the very popular at the time Action Force and obviously Quick Kick. So they crossed them all over. They in that story, Quick Kick talks about Batroc, Elektra,
he does.
Iron Fist. He talks about all of those. So they're all technically
very true.
They're all canon. They're all part of Action Force and G.I. Joe now.
So awesome how they did that. Yeah.
While we're at it, we'll say hello to our friend Chaz the Guru, and we can see that symbol on the pants right there. We were just talking about that. It's right there, and they're highlighting it on the back of his pants. Yeah, the wind. So
he should have put that patch on his bum then, if it's about the wind. Bum patch. Yeah. The other thing I will say though is I'm not 100% sure why they went with the blue color on the effect for the Ninja Star.
Should have been clear, huh?
I was thinking maybe like a transparent, or maybe even just white, just an all white, maybe opaque or something. But like, it's not a big deal, but it does kind of take you out a little bit because it doesn't look like, I know it's not realistic anyway, but it doesn't look. It looks a little bit too.
What's he throwing? He's not throwing a star. He's throwing like a.
He's throwing an icicle, like a snowflake. He's throwing a snowflake.
He's throwing a blue pizza. That's what he's throwing.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, they didn't. I mean, it's another thing we'll probably have to see in hand, but we did see them mess with it in hand, but sometimes that's pre-pro, and then when we get it, maybe it's a little more translucent. If it's a touch more translucent, it might work. We'll have to.
I agree, but
we'll have to see on that. But all right, what else we got? We got some close-up.
Yeah, the wind are on the sides of his thighs, not his bum.
Not his butt.
Yeah, they're on the sides, as you can see on the right, near his.
And some people were complaining about, wasn't his belt supposed to be like blue or something like that? Who cares?
Yeah, I don't care.
Was it?
And then there's all the except. Hey, we're getting multiple hands.
I did have the figure. I don't have it now, but I think his belt was like blue, or his pockets were blue. Yeah. And I can't remember about the bracelets, but it's no big deal.
No, basically what happened was the original figure has a grey belt, the original figure, but it has blue pockets on the side.
I thought so.
Two kind of side pouches, basically. But but yeah, I mean they could have probably just saved on deco on the on those. But yeah.
So but I was saying we're starting to get hands now. We've been asking for swappable hands for a long time. We're getting them in a retro line. Obviously, we got the punchy. Even Scarlett has punchies, and now we're getting the knife throwing hands, the chopping hands, or whatever, like signal hands too. Of course, no more than Junkyard, Mutt and Junkyard, right? So Mutt has all those different hands too. So, you know, the signal hands. So we're starting to like an additional head sculpt. I mean, how many times have we said, oh, this person's like, why
True.
can we get like a more stoic face? You know, like now we're starting to get even more subtle faces. So they're really just opening up the bag of tricks and these accessories.
I think it was.
So.
I think I initially thought that it was just to get a different kind of wavy hair effect, sort of like in the you know, the end of like Ryu or Ryu's Street Fighter 2 campaign, where he's standing on the was it the cliff edge and the wind's blowing his bandana. That's kind of how I see that hairstyle.
Well, it could be, yeah, because the left one is definitely just more like like that Zen pose. I love, just, you know, whatever, praying or you know, being within his spirit, and then the one on the right's like totally action, like those jump kicks and everything. So.
Yeah, screaming face would have been great, but yeah, there's blue pockets. Yeah,
cool. No blue pockets. The line is dead. The line is, they're killing the line. I'm done.
I can't believe they didn't give him blue pouches.
Genuine, and also I love the nipples. I love the nipples. Give me more nipples, please.
Cool. All right. No nipples on Techno Viper, but we got
nips.
Am I right in remembering that Shang-Chi's nipples are painted on? I think they're deco, aren't they? I don't think they're
right now.
I don't think they're sculpted.
They're just sculpted. They're not
sculpted nipples.
I could have sworn he had little deco nipples.
Do it again, Chris.
Toy Kind of Mood, episode 148, sculpted nipples. That's just the name of the episode. only Chris.
Full
All right, let's go through Techno Viper.
Techno.
Techno. I love a Techno Viper. Rave. Gotta rage.
Right. So number 117, the Cobra Battlefield Technician. He's there to provide field maintenance, support, and combat engineer capability to the frontline Cobra troops. But anyway, he's got a smartwatch, so look out. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I'll go with you, Romo.
He looks good, man. I like that. I always thought he looked like a Cylon from Battlestar Galactica with that, with that helmet. It's good.
Or I was even saying like some kind of you know, Empire, like Imperial soldier.
That too.
Like that.
Yeah, no, his loadout is awesome the way it is. That's great. That holographic image he's got is like, what are my orders? Do I bust a cap or not?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, he's got all his gizmos. All his
he's watching the Game Awards. He's watching the Game Awards right now.
Yeah. He's watching. She's watching the Pacers and the Lakers right now. Yeah.
There you go. He's watching the Cup.
That's awesome. That background is sick. That.
When did Battlestar Galactica come out?
Oh my God, 70s, right?
2000.
Late 70s?
Oh, the original. Oh, the original 70s.
The original one, yeah.
But the Dirk Benedict.
If only there was a way to find this information out. Why can't I read or do anything? 78. So
I told you, I got it.
You were right.
I told you.
I was gonna say, like, this came out in 87, I think, the Techno Viper. So
Chaz got it. 70,
obviously, I agree with you on this one, Tony. I think the head sculpt was hugely inspired by the Cylon, 100%.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I love that little readout. It's so dope.
Mainframe. That's right, Rachel.
These are funny. Lots of comments. Cool.
Oh, that
all
would
right. What are you thinking, Chris?
Mobat. If you look at under his right tool hand,
I see that.
There is a damage.
Oh wait, you mean right here? Oh, you're going right with the packaging.
Mobat. Yeah, he went on the Easter eggs big time.
I went straight into Easter egg territory.
Right,
he's in Chinatown. Look at that.
So for those joining us recently, we're going to talk vehicles at the end of the show. So stay tuned.
In the
meantime,
this also looks
Cyberpunk 2077. Yeah,
it looks like the same background that Nunchuck kind of narratively is in his artwork as well, in his render background. Nunchuck's on like the rooftops of this particular area or situation. It's obviously like Japan somewhere, and it's obviously like kind of you know, the neon signs and all that kind of stuff. But I think in the same
Shinjuku, electric, or Akihabara,
Chinatown, New York,
electric town.
Yeah, that's true. It could be in New York.
Not Chinatown. It's Japanese.
Well, you say
that's
that.
kanji. It's not China. It's kanji. It's Japanese.
But you could, he could be in a district. He could be in a district in New York.
He's in Japanese town.
That has a Japanese area.
We have one in.
It could be something like that because
we're going to talk about that.
Nunchucks from Brooklyn. That's the only thing I was trying to get out of my mouth. Sorry.
That's
very good. Oh, speaking of, Nunchuck is shipping this week from Amazon. Oh, the 12th, I believe, from Amazon. I'm not sure about. I think on the other websites too. I think Pulse too. I think I got an alert. Nice. So it's finally coming here for those who didn't buy it overseas.
Nice.
But
this is perfect for me. It's just spot on figure.
Yeah, they rocked this one too. I liked it. Sorry.
Yeah, with that the connector hose and the tubes that from the gun, and then he called everything pneumatic. It was like pneumatic hose, pneumatic power wrench, claw hammer.
It's all air. It's all air powered from that pack.
Yep. Laser, and he said it was a laser gun. He was specific with that too. So
nice.
Powered by air. I like it.
Yeah,
it's an air-powered laser gun.
That's gonna put them all away.
Pushes the laser.
But we gotta address the baby pink elephant in the room.
So cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was like the
pre-pro. It's silver to me. It's pink. I'm colorblind in this bit.
Yeah, it's like
the EP one.
Yeah, they basically did a first or second shot of it in. They were doing some color testing, and that popped out, and they were all like, "Oh, this is kind of cute." But then,
rocking.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
Yeah, Nunchuck delivering tomorrow, this week.
Great.
And I see a lot of Mobat comments, but we're gonna get to vehicles.
They got to make a mainframe now. I'm hacking to this guy.
So, do we demand from Lenny that we get this figure, this variant, or this is like a Lenny only exclusive, right?
Yeah, Lenny's the one that has this one in his possession, I reckon.
Exactly, it's on his mantle already.
How much would this go for on eBay? That's what I want to know.
Oh, too
if
much.
Lenny was like, you know what, I can't pay my electric bill this month. That was like, how much would this be?
It depends. If he let out the information that he couldn't pay his electric bill, then I think you wouldn't get as much money for it.
There you go. Cool. All right. Well, that's our pre-orders, and now we got name only time.
Oh, sweet.
Already name only.
That's a lot of pre-orders, man.
Yes, it is. Now what, 9?
Dude.
9.
See if it works. It's spinning and spinning and spinning. These slides are massive. All right. So you know what? While these slides figure out if they're going to load or not, let's get to some questions while we got
question.
Let's see if we can do if it's not we got any art.
Tell me what
when are we getting a classified Honda Lu?
Never.
I can't confirm. I can confirm nor deny the existence of a Honda Lu classified figure, but probably never. Probably never.
These Sunbow guys.
And did we like the Tech Millie Viper? I don't know if it's a type, but yeah.
Tech Millie, the Lemily,
Lenemily Viper. Yeah.
Oh, that's the one we just showed, right? I guess.
Yeah. Yes, I did, David.
All right.
I like the fact that it's the first show. I think it's fun. I like the way they talked about the process and everything as well. It's pretty cool.
There we go. The victims.
I think Morbid
past the pierogi
has been announced past the pierogi. Yes.
Let's see what else we got here.
I've done a whole Let's Talk Classified doc video, so he better have been announced, and that better not be another faux pas of mine.
Damn you.
I don't know the numbers. I know the numbers never come with any listings. So I assume it might be 111 because that's one that's kind of floating around in the ether. But then again, the Ferret's also kind of sort of floating around out there with the Ferret Scout that we haven't seen yet. So who knows? Maybe there could be another load of pre-orders next week, guys. Could you imagine?
Oh,
you'll have to do like another video.
Round 2, guys. Here we go. Yeah.
Couldn't someone make a custom head now for barbecue, or is that I have the Johnny Storm Fantastic Four.
Same here.
I just use Kamakuras.
I painted his hair red. Yeah.
That one I heard that was a good one too. Cool. All right. I am thrilled that I got to reload this because that would have been a mess. All right, name only reveals Starduster. We see lots of reuse here. Obviously, there was a lot of reuse in the OG. I mean, it had
Very nice reuse.
you know, it had the
I don't
Recondo
mind it at all.
legs, the flint arms, the OG 13 sculpt. Obviously, you know, Steeler Hawk flash short fuse back in the day, but now we're gonna see lots of reuse from probably Retro Duke and the Steel Core, right? Would it take it away, Tony? You're the customizer.
Yeah, it looks like in the card art, straight up Duke upper, and then on the figure, it's straight up Recondo, and that's fine as well. I'll take a holstered sidearm any day and it up there, and then he's got one on his thigh, right, in his right thigh or whatever. They gave him what Gung Ho's grenade launcher, and I mean it's an awesome kit. I could make him right now. I won't, but
nice.
Yeah, he'd be cool. I never had him. He was a mail away, right?
Yeah, through the Action Stars serial, and then I think elsewhere afterwards as well.
Right. So, yeah, man, he looks cool. He could be a kick-ass one. I know Muchas Gracias had a little loadout for him, another 3D printer. He did the helmet with the star and the visor and the backpack. So yeah, dude, this guy should come out. They'd buy him up.
So Gridiron just released a loadout for record.
Yep,
right?
I just got it too. I just got it ordered.
Oh yeah,
I talked to him. That's what I talked to him about.
Here's a question, Chris.
That'd be a bit harsh, Rachel. Holy crap. What? And then just like fly around a bit. No, I'm kidding.
Literally tied to the dragonfly.
Tied to the dragonfly. He's tied to one of the skids, and they land on him to make it softer landing.
Without the gurney.
Yeah. So I think, right. First of all, I want to say that carded figure is a custom because there was never any carded version of Starduster. He always came in like
right. I'm like, whoa.
The artwork though is actually legitimate, and I believe 3D Joe's has that on his website as well. Like the actual artwork was kind of, some of the vehicle drivers, they would only kind of have, you know, that tiny little square, and you'd never see any of the other art around them, or there'd just be a screenshot of the box art sometimes. But there's a few vehicle drivers that got artwork, and Starduster not being a vehicle driver obviously, but not having a carded figure, did have artwork done. So the artwork is legitimate, but it's a custom card. Just want to be clear on that. There are multiple versions as well of Stardust. There's like three main ones that people know about. There's like the kind of, I want to say Recondo torso, and then there's the Duke torso, and then there's also one that didn't come with the jump pack. There's lots of stuff like that, but I would say that this is a simple kit bash in terms of in Hasbro's eyes here. I think they would use a different head. I don't think we're ever going to get this like a head that maybe came with like a Duke figure on a different figure, or like they'll use Dusty's as a different character. They'll always do new head sculpts for new characters. That's always going to be the case. So I think we'll get a new head sculpt. I think the rest will be kit bashed, and like you say, everything else is available. You've got the jump back, you've got the helmet, you've got the blooming the gung ho's, you know, launcher. So kind of everything's kind of primed and ready for this guy. But I will say, and this is a little bit of an exclusive on this show, okay? So I'm giving you something big time here, guys. So do with it. Okay, full screen. That's I'm going to be. It's getting a bit hot in here now. I'm going to be doing another update to our decoded listings episode soon, and one of those listings is Starduster. We know what type of figure he's going to be, and I'll obviously go into more detail on that video, but for now I'll tell you it's a deluxe figure.
Ooh.
And that brings me to this. Well, I just had it. There you go.
I don't know what that entails.
I cannot confirm nor deny it's a cereal box.
I will say though, I have no idea what that deluxe signifies, whether it's like something else, more accessories or whatever it may be. I don't know what's going on, but how cool would it be if it was? I think it should be a mini box of cereal he should come with, like the Sarge comes with that figure.
Sure. Oh, why not?
Wouldn't it?
Blast effects galore.
Right.
Yeah.
And
so
then
anyway, there you go. There's your exclusive.
Well, here's a guess. Well, we just got this accessory, I want to say a year ago, Tony, from Mark. The he was showing off the Boba Fett. What was it? The jump pad, right?
The jump pad, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thinking like
you said that too, I think. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. There's where I'm like I'm starring like a million comments because if you're not talking about Starduster right now, we'll save it for later. So
when I look at the StreamYard with full screen, which I love, I gotta look at the comments on my phone.
All right. Look, let's answer a couple questions about Starduster now.
Go for it.
Did the original G.I. Joe cereal taste like Captain Crunch?
I never
had it.
I don't know.
No
I
clue.
don't think it was in my. Even though I lived near Providence, Rhode Island, and Pawtucket, Rhode Island, as Chris knows, when we hung out last year, I don't think that cereal was like in my market. So, was Starduster supposed to be an army builder or a character?
He was an individual G.I. Joe member.
He was Starduster, period. He's solo. Yes.
Tech Melly is awesome.
And I could see Stalker training him to use that backpack. Stalker was first.
Yeah, I think
he was a breakfast specialist. His specialty was breakfast.
Here we go. Here's a comment. I remember it tasting like Lucky Charms out the marshmallow. That's bad. That's terrible.
Cardboard.
Yeah. Cool. All right. That's Starduster. Actually, let me check through here and see if we got any. Oh, we got that already. Cool. All right. Let's move on. We'll ask questions away. We'll do a Q&A later. We got to move on. All right. Nemesis, Immortal, aka Nemesis Enforcer. Go ahead, Chris. We'll keep you here.
I'm all for it. Sorry, I'm a huge movie fan. I'm a massive Nemesis Enforcer / Immortal fan. I think it's going to be crazy in Classified. I think it's going to add something we haven't seen yet, and it's going to be pretty phenomenal at that scale. I think. Like, I just think they're going to do some crazy shiz with it. I don't know if it's going to be like 2 sets of wings or not, like one open, one closed, or if they're going to do something kind of like new with it, like maybe some articulation. Not a clue. Probably the former. Probably one big set of wings, probably one small set of wings to show like it folded up. But yeah, I think it's really cool, and yeah, that's all.
So while you're talking about wings, I think, I don't know if it was your stream or Punk stream or both streams, but I like the idea of 2 sets of wings, one cyborg and one organic. So that way you can please people who are like, all right, the technical cybernetic one, that's possible. As we know, everything is possible with technology, but the organic thing is like, what's up?
Cobra-La is possible, isn't it?
Yeah. But like the organic mutant, that people that rub that sci-fi stuff, that fantasy stuff, I should say, the fantasy stuff rubs people the wrong way, where the sci-fi stuff might be okay because we saw sci-fi stuff happen so in real life. So it's like, if you do both and charge us whatever $55, but you just load it out, you got one chance. It's Serpentor price, right? Whatever. What was that? 45, 50, 45.
Well, with the chariot, it was 54.99, I think. Yeah, something like that.
So you figured Serpentor, if he's without the chariot, and then you take the chariot away and you replace 2 giant wings that are articulated, that could be about the same price, I think, to be fair, right?
Yeah, not actually sure about the price point.
Okay, someone in the chat let us know what Serpentor was. I think it was either 54 or 40. I don't think it was even 45. I think it was more expensive. It was 54.
I'm pretty sure it was in the 50s. He had a bloody air chariot with him. And it was an SDCC exclusive.
Right. So you take away the fact that, well, this could be an SDC exclusive, right? It so could, yeah, it could be.
It's not though. This one, the other thing you got to take into consideration, unique sculpt. There's no sharing of anything here. And in the cartoon, he's actually the tallest character on Earth. Like, he's taller than Serpentor. Dude's going to be like, I think they might go a bit ridiculous with it and might have him slightly bigger than Serpentor, because they can, if you're retooling something because it's going to be unique, then Serpentor was 79.
People are saying he was 79.80, so I don't know where Vlad must have got a discount from Ross or Ollie's. I'm kidding. I love you, Michael. But
I do not remember.
You don't even have an Ollie's in Massachusetts, so I know that for sure.
I do not remember, but yeah, I don't remember paying that much for it. But then again, I didn't, because I have my hookup in the UK. Thanks, Nick. Shout out to Nick and In Demand Toys. But yeah, I think this is going to be like, okay, I'm gonna get
less
ahead.
than 80 then.
I'm gonna get ahead of Tony's clear disdain for this particular choice by saying the following thing, right? G.I. Joe as a brand is massive. It has multiple eras, multiple different kind of styles. It covers so many different like
It transcends
genres.
It's a genre spanner. It spans the genres. So like I think you can I think the line is big enough where you can go, I have all of this, I don't necessarily need this. I like this, but I don't necessarily need it. And I like this is my jam, and there's plenty of it for me. So I kind of feel like, you know, it has the opportunity to cater to multiple audiences. And I think now we're at that point with Classified where it's gotten so big and it's been going on for a decent amount of time and looks like it has even more legs going forward, that I think you can do this and it'll satisfy a group of fans or a section of fans that are into the movie and want the movie figures.
Right.
And I know they exist because I see it in the comments. I've got, you know, Adam Riches is a huge movie fan. I'm a huge movie fan. My wife is a huge movie. There's plenty of people that love that love the cartoon and stuff like that. But like I said, I think just getting ahead of what I expect Tony's response to this is going to be, and that's totally fine because we all have what we love about the brand and what we don't necessarily vibe with, and that's totally fine and totally cool. So I just wanted to say that before Tony goes.
All right, so you know, one figure they could take a look at is that 2-pack figures, that 2-pack, that Null and Venom 2-pack with Venom has those giant wings from the comic.
Sure.
Now those are just plastic snap-on wings. If you're going to go 55 for one figure, then give us Articulation or 2 sets of wings. But they could look at the wing span and the size, and that Venom does fit into a deluxe box that we've seen. We've seen different ranges of deluxe boxes from Classified, but usually, like, you know, like the Snake Eyes and Timber, I think in that box, that Venom wingspan does fit in that. Not, you know, you could pack it in a way to keep it smaller, but I'm saying if you wanted to fit 2 sets of articulated or non-articulated wings, that Venom specifically, that Marvel Legends Venom, would fit that bill.
Definitely.
As far as size too, he's also, Venom is massive. He's a jacked character too, and height wise and everything. So that could be a interesting battle if you want to cross worlds or, you know, compare
Never
sizes.
Cross the streams. Never cross the streams.
what kind of streams are we talking about?
All right.
No, wait a minute. I didn't even talk.
Hang on, Tony's got to talk. Tony's got to diss it. Come on, you've got to have both sides.
Travis.
Because you are gonna diss it.
Go on,
you
Tony.
might as well just diss Zandar like everyone
Tell
else.
us your feelings.
Tell us your feelings.
You know what? You know,
just say
no
nope so we can move on. Just say nope. Go ahead.
When I was younger, oh, we crunch for time. God dang. Oh no, when I was younger, I wow. Okay, I hated them. I didn't care for them. Didn't want them in my military line. This and that. But now it's like, okay, I don't like Cobra-La. But, you know, just like Chris was saying, how it spans the genres, right? And we've got Transformers involved with G.I. Joe. Cobra-La has its spot, and, you know, unfortunately, but whatever. I mean, you know, I love Lawrence hates them too, but if they're going to do it, go all out. That Venom that you were talking about, that'd be the perfect size for Nemesis. I know him as Nemesis Enforcer / Immortal, whatever, but he'd be great with the organic wings. You know, either big like the gargoyles type wings, or folded down. That'd be great. And if you're gonna go all out, go all out. A badass Nemesis Enforcer, a badass Pythona, and a crazy ass Globulus. Do it. I mean, I won't get them. I don't care for them, but the people that do, I'm happy. Go ahead. You do you, boo boo. You know what I mean? You do you. So
exactly.
Well said, Tony. Well said.
Real quickly, wanted to clarify, he never did have Techno wings. I'm saying
right. I never saw that,
because if you look at the evolution of what Classified's doing, they want to pay homage to what the original figures were, but they do want to make it Classified. They want to make it their own. And there's a lot of people that are like, I don't want some mutant from some planet in my G.I. Joe, but if you give him cybernetic wings and make him human enough the way he is without the wings, it could work for them too. Why not please everyone? Those Techno wings, you don't need them if you just want the fantasy Cobra-La thing. I'm just saying it's an option.
Yeah,
you're gonna make
those organic wings would be great. I mean, he'd be
right.
That would be killer. And like you said, a Venom size, a Marvel Legends Venom size. Ooh, That'd be great.
I bet there is some sort of Dark Energon tie-in with Cobra-La in this classified.
Let it be. Yeah. Then you got Cobra-La and you got Transformers and you got everything. You know, so and make them all deluxe. You know.
Oh man, Pythona would be so dope.
Pythona would be awesome.
That movie intro,
her entrance in the
infiltration.
Movie she rocked that.
So good.
Yeah.
The options are cool.
Yeah, man.
All right, let's get to the next one. Everyone's favorite Dreadnok, Zandar.
I didn't know it was you.
Number one most anticipated classified figure. So
I didn't see you there, Zandar.
Oh, sorry, is there a character on the screen? I can't see anything.
I can't see him.
John Cena, yeah. All right,
John Cena.
My goodness.
Yeah, awesome. I'm glad that again we're completing the siblings, but not the family. Of course,
right.
Zanya is still to come. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy to get Zandar in the line.
Awesome, Diana. I need to get all of them.
Oh yeah, that's great news. I'm excited about the comics. So.
Yeah,
yep, me too.
Time. I'm excited to see what the old what they do with the chest kind of lightning bolts. I wonder if they're going to do something more kind of elaborate for him on the classified figure.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to ask you what you want to see different, because you can't do, if this is not a retro card, you don't want 1-to-1. You want them to classify this guy up because he needs it more than most.
Give him Zoran.
Yeah. No, I agree with that, because you got his armored sleeves and no shirt.
Got to keep them shoulders safe.
With the shoulder holster. Can you imagine?
Got to keep them shoulders safe.
Got to keep them shoulders safe, but keep your chest out with your shoulder holster on there. And all you got is a pink handkerchief. There you go, buddy.
Like in the card art, his nipple just pokes over the belt going across him.
He's getting so rubbed and rashed.
Like, I've got to keep moving that.
That right nipple is hard constantly.
We better see some. I'm just saying, we better see some nipples on this figure, just like Big Boa and Quick Kick. Just keep giving me the nips, please.
It's all off the nips.
Total Joe Schumacher action.
Absolutely, I'm all about the nips. Come on, give me more nips. Let's go.
Well, Zorana is one of the best figures in the line. That's Space Ghost.
So I was going to say that. We got Chris coming. I got to say it. Zorana.
Hope Zandar doesn't have like
a
messed up arm too.
Sorry.
No, you're good. No, you're good. So Romo, Zandar, any thoughts before we get to the next one?
We need him, dude. We need him for that Dreadnought. We need him for the Zartan family, like Bobby would say. Zartan. We need him for that family. I mean, I see a lot of badass customs out there, but they do really good with this one.
Can you just go back
to see what colors they do?
So Romo, so hold on one second. We'll answer this question.
Does the Zandar reveal mean the Heart Wrencher rumor is debunked? Can I just ask why that would be the case?
Yeah.
Because no. The kind, that recent kind of rumor kind of leak that popped out recently was, a wish list. It was it was very interesting that all 4 of those figures are actually coming out. So we said on the stream when the rumor was dropped, I was like, oh yeah, there you go, they're out now. There it's there. So Nemesis Enforcer, it was said obviously initially. Road Pig was another one, Heart Wrencher, and I forget the other one, Starduster. So obviously Nemesis and Starduster were name dropped. I think they were just getting ahead of the leaks and everything. But yeah, Heart Wrencher still absolutely on, and so is Road Pig. So don't you worry, more information will obviously come regarding those particular
because
names.
Lenny mentioned Road Pig like 6 times on the show, and so we on the different not on this episode, but on different fan streams, he's always brought up Road Pig. So he hasn't been shy about his love for Road Pig. But Romo, if you want to just cap this off on Zandar.
Just be an interesting loadout. Keep it true, and I bet you they will. And interesting to see what his classified colors will be, or if they'll leave it retro like this. I mean,
pink neckerchief,
no shirt, armored sleeves, of course, gotta have it. That's Dreadnok. They love their midriffs and no shirts. So humid in the swamps.
It would be really cool if he did have the color change skin, but the fact that Zarana doesn't have it, I think he probably won't have it either. Just a guess.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So
and we got
actually funny story about that. When I had when I got Zandar as a kid, I didn't know there was a color change feature on it. I knew obviously Zartan did, had no clue Zandar did. And I'd played for it for months before I was outside one day in the garden playing with my Joes. And I go look over to get Zandar and he's gone completely blue. And I'm just like, it was like one of those, like as a kid, one of the most amazing realizations. I was like, oh my God, he changes color as well. Holy crap. It was just like,
oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, so I don't think it was called out on the G.I. Joe card, but it wasn't called out on the Action Force card. So there you go.
Oh, that makes sense that you had no idea. But even as a kid, you just rip the thing open. You wouldn't, unless you're
you're like
really paying attention,
reading it like a nerd. Yeah.
Yeah, like only Chris did. All right. Speaking of nerds, Romo, you're a gun nerd and you're a gear nerd and a military nerd. So talk about, you must be real excited for the Marine.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for him.
Semper Fi, baby,
to come out. Yeah, I mean, another jarhead. I mean, Stronox always knocks it out the park with these. I just like, oh my God, the master here. And then I always love Leatherneck. I always love that M16 M203
with the grenade launch is wicked.
Me and Mark calls it the Dutch Montana.
Oh, mate,
Tony Montana's weapon.
I wanted this figure so bad because I saw Leatherneck in a product leaflet loadout and he had the gun, and I'm like, oh my God, that's Dutch's gun. And I wanted it because I wanted to, use it for my Predator little play pattern that I had. I think the Hydro Viper was Predator.
Gotta have
the Hydro Viper was Predator. I had, oddly enough, I had Grunt version 3 as the as Dutch because he had the, the kind of square top. I know he had a Jerry curl as well, but we'll ignore that. But yeah, that Leatherneck is sweet, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. I had to
here's my question. Is he going to look more, or let's get to Romo's figure first.
I think it'll look like that. Yeah, there you go.
That's like a Tom Selleck Leatherneck though.
Less... that's a Punisher head with a painted the mustache on him.
Leather Selleck.
No, it looks natural.
Leather Selleck.
Right. Yep. Leather Selleck. That's fun.
And he's got that EGA on that helmet. Yeah.
Well, that brings me to my point, right? Because Lenny Leather Selleck. Lenny said that Leatherneck is going to be more of a grizzled character, but he's kind of clean shaven with a mustache. So, and then I think we had a comment about maybe a 5 o'clock shadow, and I think maybe you throw the 5 o'clock shadow there, like he's just, obviously Marine, you got to, stay within the, the duty and everything, but he could be just out in the field, like, man, rough and more rugged than just the mustache and the clean face.
He only has a tash because Ron Rudat had a tash when they copied his face for the card.
Yeah. This looks like Lenny when he shaves his beard, which is never the best idea, but he looks much
so they did Ron Rudat, Leatherneck, and Kirk Bazigian was law, right?
Yeah, actually, Ron was so Leatherneck's head sculpt and card art head is Ron, and they use Ron's surname for Dusty. So he's Rudat backwards is Tadur, which is Dusty's name. So he got like 2 figure homages.
Ruben.
And hey, Marauder Ruben. And and Kirk got Law and Order. In fact, Kirk is on Law and Order's card art for the second version as well, when he's like the Sonic Fighters one where he's looking backwards and everything.
Oh,
so they really Kirk Bazigian the crap out of Law and Order.
They did. I made him too, and Kirk actually liked it.
Awesome.
He commented, I'm like, oh my God, Kirk Bazigian, that is law. And he loved it. So I'm like, yes.
That's awesome.
The show is officially
nipples and stashes.
It will be now.
I'm kidding. And I'm seeing some new people in the chat, new faces. So hey, do us a little fave, like the video. Really appreciate it. If you want to subscribe, that'd be awesome too. So keep so we have a pretty good show.
In the chat. Really, hit that like button.
We got
thank you.
A lot of cool videos coming up, a lot of best ofs, a lot of most anticipated stuff. So they won't all have Chris in it. So,
Serrana.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know it was
Zandar, right?
you.
Exactly. Cheese bags.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Nipples and stashes on beefy boys. But my goodness. What does this turn into? All right. Well, the next slide work. It did.
Oh yeah.
Right away.
Whoa.
Oh yeah. So question is how Emily said when Starduster came out, we're getting into the more obscure characters, but not weird. But how weird, how crazy, how wacky do you think this team is willing to go? I mean, we've got a slew of crazy characters right here, but I love to hear from the chat too. Like, how much is too much? We're seeing people saying like Nemesis, that's just Cobra-La, that's just crossing the line for me. But can they cross more lines, Chris?
Hell yeah. Cross as many lines as you want.
Right.
Cross the lines, do a wee over it, and then come back over the line again. That's what I say.
Sure.
Are we going to see an armor bot? And Tony, will you touch this with a 10-foot pole?
Man, I never knew this existed, but I mean, to have something as a background for your photos and everything, hell yeah. I think it's crazy. I don't remember this. This was probably after I got out of Joe back when I was a kid, but this thing is crazy.
I thought you just said get out of jail.
Get out of jail. Get out of jail.
Like,
get out of collecting. Oh, Battle Corps. Yeah, I was out.
Ice Cream Soldier gets mentioned a lot. In fact, we joked about it so much on a round table that it led to it being almost like a known feature about Ice Cream Soldier. We even talked about what our favorite ice cream flavors were in that interview as well. But yeah,
Vlad
I
says,
love mint chocolate chip, Tony.
Me too.
Oh, me too. Okay. Reveal. Mine's Rocky Road.
Oh, I like fish food.
There you go.
I'm a big fan of fish food. Have you ever had that?
No.
Ben & Jerry's. It's phenomenal.
Oh,
it's like it's all sorts. It's good stuff in it. It's like chocolate pieces, little chocolate fish.
Nice.
It's from the band Fish, I think. That was the connection. But anyway, amazing. Check it out. Ben & Jerry's.
Do you ever go to a Trader Joe's?
Oh hell yeah, all the time.
So they always do the seasonal stuff. I just bought like candy cane ice cream or something. Like I haven't tried it yet, but it's in my freezer. So Vlad says, Vlad says, I think they'll go as crazy as they think it works and looks cool. I don't think anything is off, and they certainly confirm that nothing's off the table. But I want to know from our gang and you gang in the chat, like what's too much for you? What figures cross the line? Do any of these that we're showing you cross the line? Does the Steel Brigade look at this? This just looks obviously they'll look classified, but they won't look boxy and robotic. But
I think
is this just too much?
Is a bit crazy, but I'm for that. Like I'm for them doing nuts stuff. Like
but this is crossing the line. This is crossing the line for you. Is the Steel Brigade Robo stuff?
Star Brigade. I don't think it's crossing the line though. I think crossing the line would be. I don't even know what that would be because, like I said, I don't really have a line. Tony, what would crossing the line be for you? And has it already been crossed with Nemesis and Force?
Crossing the line for him is like not real military
movie. That's that was in the movie. No, this crossing the line for me. I don't know. Bring in Flash Gordon enemies for us.
I know what it would be. Are you ready? Fatal Fluffies.
It's a cartoon thing, but I wouldn't be getting them.
I think that would be crossing the line.
Fatal Fluffies. What were those big old crazy animals that were in space on Sunbow?
Fatal Fluffies, yeah. They're the little guys. They gremlined up and turn into. They blow a whistle and they turn into big monsters. Yeah,
and they were around. Yeah, and then Dreadnoks were riding the ferrets in the air.
Space ferrets.
Mega
monsters.
They did show it. They did show it on a
Mega monsters.
I love this.
They did show love for the Mega monsters.
You done crossed the line.
I don't have a line. Honestly, my line is way out there, so you'll never cross it.
Well, see, there shouldn't be a line because if they're giving me all I want already, give everybody else what they want.
There you go.
Want the Mega Monsters, if they want the Star Brigade, if they want Cobra-La, you're already giving me this collector what I want. So go ahead, like you say, cross the line, come back, cross the line again, go further. I didn't even know these existed.
Draw a new line.
Yeah,
Cyber Vipers as well.
Get Battle Force 2000 in there at least. I mean,
Battle Force 2000 were pretty dope. Eco Warriors, man, all day long.
I remember those. Yeah,
The color scheme, it can't be this.
It got so wacky.
Cannot be yellow and green.
His
Like
backpack's
bright yellow.
So wacky, but go ahead.
He's got
Hey,
a
we have
tank.
Mustache Fever. You got it right here with ozone and clean sweep.
Oh my god! Look at the facial hair on these homies.
All facial hair.
Right? There you go. Nip, stashes, and fluffies, a GI Joe or a
Nip,
a
stashes,
G.I. Joe
beards.
kind of mood.
Is this the name of our autobiography? Is that what we're looking at here?
Weapon really shoots water.
You guys are so democratic here. I want people going, no, this is the death of a line. I'm done. I'm selling off my whole collection. That's what I want to hear.
I know I was going to go there too, but I'm like, they're giving me what I want already.
Bring
it
on.
I want people to cry. And then, yeah, speaking
Captain
of
Gridiron, there you go. Where's the cannon at? There he is.
I almost wore an Eagles hoodie, but I'm going to wear it Wednesday when they beat the Cowboys' butt on Sunday.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I can't say nothing.
Fight. I think I want to see little American football grenades. That's what I want to see in the classified series.
Yeah.
Right.
But if we don't get it, you do have it from our friends over at Gridiron Studios.
Gridiron. Gridiron's got them. Gridiron's got you covered.
I love that helmet. That's really gorgeous.
Yes.
See what we got comments here.
People are digging in the crates.
At this point, a lot of us are just kind of all in. It doesn't even matter at this point.
No,
I do feel like I will say though that I think Super 7 has got the kind of they've got that lockdown, the weird, wacky, crazy stuff. Classified, I definitely think has its own sort of vibe, and I think doing things too ridiculous probably doesn't land as well. Do you know what I mean? Doesn't kind of come across, it doesn't translate as well. Whereas, you can do variations on a theme perhaps, but I don't think if you go like crazy left field, it makes too much sense in classified. I think there's an element of it being like magnetized to the real world a little bit sometimes. So some of it's going to be obviously updated to hell, and some of it's going to be not even touched. They say that nothing's off the table, but I think there's a few things they probably wouldn't do until much later on.
Cool. All right. And so before we even get into our vehicle section, though, we have this topic that you actually told me. You said about the frequency of all these pre-orders, and if Hasbro plans to change that for this coming year in 24, because it's been incredibly difficult even for us diehards who do this kind of as a hobby / living. It's been hard for us, and it's much harder for other people who have kids and dogs to tend to, and jobs and vacations and family. But like, it's getting crazy. So what's the plan for the pre-order for this year? You can't tell us the plan, but at least like, what's your thought on that frequency?
Yeah, so obviously Emily has made it pretty clear that they have effectively squashed a year's worth of product into 6 months. And that was really down to catching up with a line plan that was affected by COVID, that was affected by lots of other issues and delays and problems and other aspects, complete changing of the design philosophy, and like that kind of thing, that working things out, and then the packaging changing and all that. There's lots of spanners in the works, I'll say, wrenches in the works, sorry. And so you end up with this situation where they can either catch up like as quickly as they can by literally churning as much product out as possible to catch up to where they want to be, which is like getting ahead of everything and then starting fresh in 2024 and doing a more measured, spaced out sort of plan. Having seen what's coming, I'm kind of like, how does that change next year? Like, seriously, like, are we going to get more but less frequently is what I think is probably going to happen. We'll probably get like bigger events less frequently. So I'd say maybe, like 4 major events next year would be probably what you can expect. 4 or 5 maybe, but 4 makes more sense. And then, with that, you have probably a lot more product in those spaces, but that hopefully spreads it out across the year a bit more, making it a little bit better than just having something every couple of weeks where you're just like, oh my God, another 10 pre-orders. So I thought like this year was crazy. Like I don't know many people that were able to keep up with it comfortably. Even though people are like, are hardcore collectors, that completists that are comfortable like financially, even they struggled to do this friggin' situation this year. So like, I don't think it's possible for them to do the same thing next year. So I think that by the general situation of like, if they did the same thing again, no one will be able to buy anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I think next year we're going to get a much more spread out situation.
Okay, absolutely. I think that nails it right there. Romo, did you want to add to that about just anything? Your thoughts on the pre-orders on that? No, you good?
I'm good. Just
right.
what was said that Brian Merchant? Yeah, you highlighted his comment. He wants them to slow down. He didn't want them to get the Legends amount of product because fear the quality would drop. That's all I'm worried about if they do that. Keep that quality up. That's all.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Agreed. We got a comment here. Hello, Sabir. Would be nice to not have increased volumes and new releases of multiple good figures so close together on top of the few vehicles they introduced in and around the Haslab type.
Yeah. That's
for sure.
I agree.
The Deluge, lots of new names here. So hello. Thanks for joining us tonight. Toy Kind of Mood. So please like the video. If you like us, subscribe. So the deluge of figures in Q3 and Q4 made me picky and skip non-essentials, whereas Q1 and Q2. So yeah, I think we'll return to a mix of Q1, Q2 with Q3 and Q4, like a meshing. Like you're still going to get stuff all the time to keep us interested, but not quite just every week, every day. Like it's
all in on that retro. All in.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny to explain that. Emily was like in the beginning, don't worry, we're not going to do it. And then he's like, here's 9 pre-orders. It's like, but at least she did say, hey, it's not going to come out of your account because we're thinking about you. It's the holidays, but it doesn't come out of your account.
She said that. She said that. And like, that's why I'm like, get them all because it'll come out later. It's going to skip this holiday.
The other thing is as well, like it's difficult to know what's going to be difficult to actually get. Like you don't know if like a little while that you don't get the pre-order this time and then further down the road that one becomes really difficult to find on the secondary market or you never comes back up again. So you're in a real like situation if you're a proper classified fan and you want all this stuff to be picking and choosing and going, well, I'll come back to that. I'll wait for that to go on clearance or I'll do this or do that.
And then you just
sometimes you just completely like completely S out of L.
Yeah.
Now I censor myself.
Just make classified a weekly subscription. No waves. Just one new figure shipped every week.
Every week.
Yeah, that's hard. It's because you don't know.
I won't make anything anymore. I
could do 20 odd bucks a week. That's fine. I can just do that. That's just going out. Monthly subscription. Yeah,
for sure. $100 a month. Why does Tony look like Mini Me from Austin Powers?
Hey, Rubes. I'll get it back, man. I'm growing it back. Jesus.
I think you look great, Tony.
Cool.
Before
we get to vehicle questions, I'm going to clear up this. I got 21 starred comments and questions. So I'm going to clear this up by skipping the vehicle ones and doing the other ones first. And then we'll get back to
delete.
Yeah.
Delete. What you got to do, brother? What you got to do, boss, man?
Any questions on Haslab and vehicles? We'll do. Oh, here's a good one. My critique on Hasbro, I wish they would slow the roll on a Real American Hero characters and put more 2000 and beyond characters in the line. My fear is the Real American Hero fans will bail on the line as soon as they can. So, but they're kind of throwing stuff from all angles. I mean, right? I mean, we got some like Glenda and like we got like
Helix.
Helix
is
Shooter. I mean, that's a deep cut.
Shooter's a comic one too. Yeah, we're starting to get
Recon, wasn't she as well? So like that was kind of 2000.
Not counting about the original Shooter, but the newer Shooter.
Yeah.
Where's Repeater at? Come on.
Oh,
Repeater, Ambush, Pathfinder. Let's go.
And you could do Repeater in Night Force as well. That'd be so sick.
I did one. Yep.
Okay. Couldn't someone make a custom head now for barbecue, or is that before you swap the heads out?
I think we've had that one before from Chris.
Yeah, that's Chris's.
Thanks, Chris.
Way back. We said we had Johnny Storm head for him.
And I said I use Kamakura's head.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a personal question for Chris. How are you loving your beautiful new home? How is Kate loving it, Phoebe?
Diana, we're having a great time. It's amazing. Thank you very much for asking. Phoebes loves
Very
it.
nice.
She's got a yard now to play in, so she just runs around and does poos in there all the time. She loves it. Having an absolute
No
blast.
fooling
Yeah.
in the house.
That's me.
Cool.
That's just me that does that.
Do you think they'll continue the Python Patrol since the OG group is wrapped up?
Good question.
Yeah,
That is a good one.
I think they probably will.
Don't ask that to Gun Bunny. Gun Bunny be like, you better keep them Python Patrol and Tiger Force coming.
I will say that I do know there's more Tiger Force coming, but I don't know. I don't think I've seen anything else. Or again, I think there might be some Python Patrol on the cards still. There's an old listing from almost like, this is another situation where we've seen the line plan change a little bit, but there's an old listing from like maybe a year and a half ago that was a Python Patrol one that we haven't seen any hide nor hair of yet. So there is, I think there's more to come.
Oh, it's the Python Patrol Zandar. We've been waiting for that one. That's why we haven't seen it.
Obviously, no one saw it.
Python Patrol Zarana.
It's Python Patrol Zarana. I didn't know it was you.
Wait a minute. Go ahead.
Since Night Force Ripcord is coming out, do you think there'll be a retro? Well, will it be retro card or mainline? Now I'm thinking if you're going to do an OG, go do the card.
Yeah.
So we'll buy 2. We'll keep one freshly mint. It's got the nice thick blister card, and we'll show it. Cool.
Bring them.
Are you still getting that gridiron loadout?
I got it yesterday.
Oh yeah, you did say you ordered it. All right. And then Diana was talking about the comics earlier, and she said that please write in letters for Larry Hama to answer postbox. The Pit is returning to Real American Hero 30 whatever.
That's when back when I was a little kid.
Yeah, because
I had another one. I had another question or another statement from we're talking about, Battle Force 2000 and all that. And
go ahead.
Other figures coming out, you know how they're making they haven't even touched on Sergeant's Marauders, just barbecue.
There's more Marauders coming as well.
Yeah, gotta be Spirit and Low Light, all of them. Yeah. Okay, there you go.
More coming.
Beautiful. Soon. All right, let's see. Oh wait, okay. Can we get blast effects for the flamethrowers, please? Well,
there we go.
Blast effects they just released in the Gridmas one of the days. It was Roadblock had some blast effects. So and then Chris won't confirm nor deny that.
I haven't got a clue.
Gridiron just made a bunch.
Yeah, just go get them from Gridiron. They're not that much.
Yeah.
Okay, we already talked about that. Python Patrol. Someone asked the same question. Question for you guys. Do you think they will design some of the characters for Classify that Super 7 brought into Joe? So the Python, Destro, and Tiger Force, Snake Eyes.
Ooh,
it's a possibility. Like I know that Super 7 have been introducing some of their own little ideas in there and like kind of creating new characters and stuff and new decos. So yeah, I think there's a possibility they might do a little bit of stream crossing, but I think what you got to take into consideration is they're also probably thinking along the lines of what have we still got to do and what do people still want and how do we balance it so that we're still doing waves where you've got people's favorite characters are still coming out and they're also coming back to other characters. So if they run out of Destros to do, if they run out of Snake Eyes to do, they're certainly on the cards in the future, I'm sure.
And then you were talking about this, Romo, about Mad Marauders Barbecue, and he was like wondering if him and his goofy colors would dip into that Eco Warriors. But yeah, I know it was blue and green, but that was definitely how Slaughter's Marauders was. So I mean, it's possible, but I don't think those colors are as jarring as the Eco Warriors, though.
What do they call them now? They don't call them Marauders, huh?
Mad Marauders.
Mad Marauders. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they dropped the slaughter bit because they just in case they so they could keep doing it in the future without having to pay Sarge any name kind of royalties and stuff.
Very nice.
And Nick Murphy, thank you so much, man. No, really it means a lot. Thank you. You won't
Chris's mug got me.
Awesome. I did this. Do I get commission then if that happens? Do we get paid for this?
We'll send you the $10 super chat that all right. Let's see. kind of feels like they're blowing through the super popular character. Again, we talked about that. I just think I think the mix is good. You can't put all deep cuts because you got to always have a Wolverine, a Snake Eyes, a Spider-Man. You always have to have that character that we're gonna see over and over. You know, Cobra Command. We just gotta do it.
And then you put all the retros out. All the old school people will quit the line. I'm done. You gave me everything.
Kamakura was another new character. Yeah, they're and they've talked about Bomb Strike, I think, in the fam streams and stuff. So let's see. Action Force.
I'd love to see Bomb Strike. And Quarrel would be cool.
I just want Carson's book so bad right now.
That's my most anticipated thing.
I'm pretty sure
that's the best thing I own.
that's literally being delivered as we speak, I think.
Yeah, he said something.
It's going to third and fourth week of December before Christmas.
What they call distributor or whatever fulfillment company. It's going to a fulfillment company, and then it's going to be sent out to everyone. Yeah,
Fulfill right or something. Yeah, you'll get an email.
That is going to be a big book.
Oh, that is going to be so good. I told Travis about his video he's doing. He's like, I don't want to watch it. I don't want to watch it. I want it to be a surprise.
Oh, I haven't watched any of those.
That's good. You'll love it.
Kickstarter videos, except for like the ones that where he opens the book. I'm like, no, I'm gonna do that, and I'll do it on.
Sure, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
But
I want to like open it and be like, oh, guys, look at this. It's amazing. I don't want to.
You will.
Like,
You will. That thing is insane. I can't. Wow. Shout out to Carson.
Bunny Hunter, what's up, man? Good to see you on both shows. I saw you. I think we were talking yesterday too, so good to see you. Cool. All right, I think we're good. I think we're ready for some vehicles. Sorry, Chris, beat you to the punch for once, but beat everybody to the punch because California, the one time
California
before everybody. Chino XL. Chino, isn't that Sons of Anarchy? They delivered this on a motorcycle.
Chris is from the west side.
A white van. But yeah, anyway, guys, if you're new to the channel, you want to see a review of the Hiss, thank you. That's all
is that a sticker you've put on it, or is that a photoshopped sticker you've put on it?
That is actually a Photoshop of our logo on the Hiss. It's not an actual. I would never destroy.
Props to Ashley Behar, right?
Deface.
I wouldn't devalue my own. Yeah.
Did Ashley do that one?
No, I did this.
Oh, you did it?
Yeah, it's not a lot of skill for this one. Ashley though, gets very skilled artwork. But yeah, thanks for subscribing. Check it out. Hopefully,
very excited to get my
review. Leave lots of angry comments, and then the algorithm goes up. All right, so shout out to my dude Chad. He released these two as news. We don't know, it's a leak, rumor, news, but he seems to be pretty reliable over the years. We've talked about it on the last episode. You talked about it on your show. Punk with Toys talked about it. We don't have to go too deep into it, but it's more like we didn't see any hint of this on the fan stream. Did that kind of disappoint either one of you because we just heard this rumor, or was it just kind of like, I mean, just a quick like thought on that on these two and the possibilities for those who haven't been checking out the other stuff?
I'll say that I wasn't expecting them to drop any information about these two as things, mainly because and again, like I'm not poo-pooing Chad's information. I've actually been in contact with Chad about this and talked with him about it, and I had to say, like, personally, I'd know nothing about these two coming, but that doesn't mean anything because there's loads of stuff on the information I received that is like unknown or not sure what it is or what have you. So I was just really excited of the thought that we might possibly getting a Snowcat and a Thunder Machine. That just makes me very excited completely, and I can see both. I don't see why not. Honestly, they're very obvious choices because they're both really iconic and they're both of that kind of size that would kind of just about make sense not being a Haslab. So yeah,
right. That's what I was going to ask.
So wanted to bring up the point that Ryan and Bobby brought this up on Punk Stream. They said that sweet point would be like $125. What do you think? $125.
I'd say they're probably going to aim for the $99.99 price point, but the fact that the Snowcat and the Thunder Machine are probably slightly more complex than the Vamp, you might have to throw a couple more bucks on it, but I don't know for sure, so I can't really comment. Okay. I think 120 might be the the max height you go
119, 1990.
Yeah, I think that might be the max that you go to. What would you think, Tony?
100 with the max for these? Oh man, I agree with the max. Don't go over 125, please.
I was thinking 125, yeah.
Or 124.99 as it's known.
There you go. No. 120.
Actually, they're watching, so tell them no. $80. $100.
$100.
We're not paying
$7.50. $7.
You sell a shit ton.
Yeah, Chad said 150 to 200, but I gotta agree with
Chad?
you boys from the other shows. I just think even if Chad, that's a source, I just think it would be too high. You're getting into because a Haslab is 300 about.
Yeah,
right?
they don't need working lights. They don't.
You don't. No.
I mean, if that is what the price is, then cool. But like, I'd be
in on that.
That's a lot in it, really.
The only look, the only way would be, and I think they'll be just pulse only anyway, right? These are going to be like sitting on the pegs at Walmart for people to wait for Ross and all that. So they're going to be pulse only. So maybe they could do 150 to 200 and make it made to order, where it's not a Haslab, not a crowdfund, and you open the pre-order to a certain time, and then when it's done, and it's 150 to 200, and that way they don't have to worry about overstock and stuff. I don't know.
I think the only thing that makes it really difficult for the Snowcat is the half-track treads. If they made working ones, that would be a bit of complexity. Yeah. And then you've got like the weapons rack, you've got the cockpit, you've got probably the windscreen wiper. So there's like a fair amount. It's going to be quite sizable because you're talking 2 figures in the front, big chunky size on the back, and figures to go all over it. So I think it doesn't surprise me, this price point that's been mentioned, but I think 120 is probably, I wouldn't think they'd want to go higher than that for a retail. I'm using retail in quotation marks, but I don't know. I think I was really surprised the Vamp was $99.99 is all I'm going to say. I thought that was quite impressive that they managed to get that to that price point. So maybe we'll have a similar thing with these guys. Who knows?
Yeah, no, for sure. The next topic was, it was a question actually from our dude KJ. KJ, shout out to Black Genghis. He's had a question for you, Chris. What is the likelihood of Hasbro reusing the tooling for that hiss? And what would be the next best option? What's your favorite next best option for like the different colorways? And I'll take you through some of those. Of course, we got Hiss 3. We got that in that latest retro line that they had, the short-lived one from Walmart. But we have this, some of the modern stuff and different stuff going on, different colorways here. Is shout out to Gun Bunny.
Shout out to Big Gun Bunny.
Is that the piss tank? Python hiss.
The Python. Yes.
Piss tank.
Yeah.
There's the basilisk in the middle there. Look. No, not basilisk.
Yep.
What's it called?
No.
Chimera. The Chimera, the green one. That's the G.I. Joe version of the Hiss tank, which always rubbed me the wrong way. Like, I feel like the Hiss tank is so iconically Cobra that even if you do like a shattered glass scenario, it just doesn't feel right to me. So I always found that green one a little bit kind of disturbing in a weird way.
Yeah.
But I love the Arctic Hiss. I've always loved the Arctic Hiss because it's got so many cool different like weapons set like the missiles. Also the fact that you always have like different things on the side of the vehicle. Like you have the rack, and I think you can just about make it out, but it's like a tarp, wrapped up tarp, isn't it? So I really like the fact that you had some differences on the Arctic Hiss. And then, of course, you got a Hiss driver that had the fur and the snow gear as well, which is really dope. So, right, the question being, do I think they're going to reuse the Hiss tank tooling? Is
the likelihood of the reuse of the tooling,
I think there's a very high likelihood. I could see them
go with the Vamp and the Stinger and the Vamp too.
Oh yeah, I would say it's Hasbro. It's going to happen. But I mean, any company that made something and put the amount of money they put into it are going to want to get the money out of it, and they're going to want to reuse it.
And I'm not mad at it at all.
People are going to buy it. Tony's getting 5. Look, Tony's getting 5 of these Hiss 3s in blue.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's probably going to happen at some point. I don't think it'll be a Haslab. I think they'll probably take elements out. They'll remove maybe the electronics. They'll probably have like more kind of basic kind of build and loadout. They may even retool it slightly to be less feature heavy. But I think there's going to be something in the future. I think we'll probably get like a Python version. We saw it on the, was it Tiger Force Duke artwork on the front of the box. There's a one that's getting blown up. I think that was a nice nod, but also maybe gives a like a little bit of foreshadowing.
Oh, look at that
look
flex.
At that. Look at that.
Look at how big it is. That's what she said, right?
Yeah. Are you talking about his beard, or are you talking about the
his beard?
Look how big it is and sexy. Look how sexy he is. What?
How sexy that 5-head is. No, I'm just kidding.
I can't talk. I've got a massive forehead.
So look at mine.
I was gonna say Tony, but I didn't want to. I'd rather just self-deprecate.
There you go.
I can't talk. Baloney
It's
slap.
Gorgeous.
Look at that thing.
It's gorgeous.
It's
I mean,
gorgeous.
I don't know why you would want a crimson one or a blue one.
Make the weapons modular. Make the stinger that's going to come out. See that, because this guy's got the stinger missile rack on his back.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You make crazy, missile or weapon systems go to different vehicles. Put that on here. Put that on there. Put that on. Oh, it's crazy now.
I'm into that very much. I love that. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's see what we got. Wondering if people want more 112 vehicles after getting that huge piss tank.
Yes, sir. DWH. Why not? I want a Thunder Machine. No,
especially this one.
Oh,
this joke never gets old. This joke never gets old.
Confirmed.
Yeah.
It's happening.
This has to happen though. I agree with Supdon on the like a multi-pack bike, or maybe that's when you do like.
I'm using the Marvel Legends bikes. Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to do it, but you've got a feeling that has to happen. And then you look on the box art for Buzzer and Ripper, and they've got the bikes in the background outside getting fueled up. So you're kind of like, maybe it's foreshadowing on their part. Maybe it's foreshadowing on General Hawk's card art to have also General Hawk in the background. I always thought that was quite funny that on General Hawk's card art they have a 91 version of General Hawk flying in the background.
They're being silly. I don't mind it. Yeah,
but the stun and the triple T, I think they're on the cards. I think they're on the cards.
It's so ridiculous.
All right, so we're gonna run through the vehicles in a yes/no roundtable thing, but before that, let's barrel through these Haslab questions. Actually, I got one before Matt's. Wait, what happened there? Oh,
that's the old one, right?
Yeah. Or actually, just answer this one, Chris. You probably can't say anything. When do you think they'll announce another Haslab? Yo, Joe, June, baby. Right? That's my.
So yeah, I mean, it's going to be one a year, isn't it? They're not going to do like more than that. So you're looking at
successful. You do one a year.
I mean, February is GI Joe Day, so there's a February the 1st is GI Joe Day. You're like, I would be surprised if they dropped anything for that, like Haslab wise, but they might do like a teaser, and then in Yojo June they might drop something, but it would have to, I would personally, I hope they just push it off a bit more. I can't do another Haslab right now. Please don't drop another Haslab on me. Like, I'm really happy that they're so successful and people love them, but just give me a break for
relax. Yeah,
just a few months. Just hold fire. Like, and then drop another one like middle of the year, later in the year. That I'd be cool with that. Yeah, Yojo June would be the perfect time to do it, I think, for me personally.
Gun Bunny is on it. He's on
there
it.
You go, Gun Bunny, right there. There's your Python Patrol. That's obviously that's an old one, but
piss tank.
Good stuff. Okay, so here's my question to you: When are you getting your his tank, and when are we getting a 7-hour unboxing live stream? The full 4. Like, imagine Larry, a Punk with Toys, how long his review of his tank is going to be.
15-parter.
Both of you guys.
Did he do one already? Did he do one? He did one already, didn't he?
No. I watched the live stream last night, and he said it was still in transit, and he was talking.
Oh, that's right. That's right. No.
Yeah.
Tuesday for me. I got it Tuesday.
Gun Bunny did his teardown.
Tuesday.
Arrives Tuesday, or the. So you're just immediately going to just open it when you get it on Tuesday?
I'm not going to have time. So I'll probably I don't know, maybe Wednesday morning, do like a morning unboxing just for fun when no one's watching.
Will you open that Cobra Commander, or are you going to keep him on card?
I'll
probably open him. I'll just open him carefully.
This is why I haven't reviewed the figures yet. I want to open this thing, and I'm asking everyone, "Are you opening it? Can I borrow it?" And they're like, No answer.
They're
So
going to release a regular one with the proper
I know,
Cobra.
but there's going to be people who open that one. I want to borrow it so I can review it. I
think that because also they've
take
now
the lunch.
added the added bonus of making it almost impossible to take that figure off the card without destroying something.
Tearing ass though.
Because you've got like the bubble like pressed between the card now, don't you? So it's like.
Oh, this is hilarious! I love this idea.
Tykes.
Little Tykes needs to license the flag. That's awesome.
Put them all. Put all the Dreadnoks on big wheels.
All right. So a lot of these questions we're getting in is the next section. So we'll just move on to that.
How many sections are on this? Holy crap!
I know.
It's like midnight
Hopefully,
here.
20 minutes left.
Hey,
We'll have to do a rapid fire. Let's do a rapid fire vehicle thing, and we'll answer some questions.
Yeah, then
unboxing with nipples.
All right.
I'm gonna be in the doghouse if I stay on much longer. I mean, I'm telling you, we're sleeping in the.
This is a good one. His tank unboxing.
I just said.
Well,
yeah,
they'll both be on me. So,
all right, here we go. Okay, so what's possible?
Yes,
you know, like KG would say on the Celtics. Anything possible. So, but yeah.
What's the scoring we're doing here? Is it 1 for like not at all and 5 for likely, right?
Let's not use numbers and just say yes or no.
Yes and yes.
Yes and yes.
All right.
Yes to the All Striker. Yes. Yes to the ASP. Yes for the triple. Yes. Yes and yes.
Yeah, Joe Stun and the Cobra All Striker. Yeah.
But like also like. I guess the better question though is like yes and yes, but also how excited are you for a striker on the 1 to 5 scale and Cobra Stun? Roma
1,000
and 5 on striker. I never had it. I want it.
Yeah, I'm beyond 5. I'm like 1 million.
Stun can't be 5. That's not a 5. That's like a 3.5.
Stun's
you don't
amazing.
Like the striker that much, Travis?
I mean, it's cool. I'm not like I need a Cobra Stun.
I like a Doom Bug. I'm in the desert, bro. I need that thing.
Yeah, that's true. It is very Mad Maxian, and they are making a lot of Mad Maxian type characters. So.
I think the Stun is more Mad Maxian than the striker.
I think Travis talking about the Stun, and
that's what I just said.
Striker,
that's what I'm talking about. The Stun. No, the striker is like mash. I'm talking about Stun. Yeah. All right. ASP, yes, and then excitement level. The ASP can't be a 5 either. Come on.
I actually had that one. That was a 3. Just tow it behind the hiss.
That's the thing. It's a towable, so and it's gonna have a fun little mechanism and functioning kind of like section for the wheels to flip out. So I think there's a lot of kind of fun features on the ASP for that one.
No ASP. She has no love for the ASP. Damn.
No ASP.
No ASP.
More of a breast person.
There you go.
now these are like, we all know the tanks, we want them, but like how likely do we get these kind of things?
So I think if we're going to get either of these, it's more likely going to be something like the MoBat. Even though I love the Mauler more, I think the Mauler's cooler. Awesome. I think it looks cooler. I think it has more cool features. But the MoBat, and it has a better, I think like, heavy metal is cooler than Steeler. But
wow.
I just still think
iconic.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. Steeler's way more iconic. Nobody knows who heavy metal is who doesn't know, like, who isn't in the the kind of like fandom in that way.
Yeah.
So you're totally right. But
do you think it's too dated, Chris? Our spec says it's too dated.
Like Spectre.
Yeah, but if you think about how Hasbro think, they're going to want something that's iconic. And what is more iconic than issue 1 of the Marvel comic, or the, there was the Lunchbox cover, or basically where the MoBat is on there and everyone's jumping off it. I mean,
everyone's jumping off it.
So iconic. And I think they'd be looking at that going, right, how are we getting Shooting the Galaxy to set this up? How are we, that's what they're going to be thinking. And so I think the MoBat's more likely than the Mauler. But I would personally think the Mauler would be way more kick A.
Classify it up. Classify that.
So here's the thing. Here, this comment from Chaz reminds me of how Lenny felt about General Hawk. He said it reminds him of a hero from a World War II movie. Yet you could place Hawk with your classified characters, and you could easily see him using a Joe Pro and all that. He doesn't, he still fits in. So maybe there's a way to classify up the MOBAT where it still has World War. No, I'm not going against you. I'm just telling like the people that are against it.
How dare you? I'm just kidding. Like seriously though, I would say like I would have either of them are fine. Like inject both of them into my veins. But I would say that like the MOBAT is probably what Hasbro would want more so, because like I said, it's got that more iconography attached to it. We'd get a Steeler out of it, and so on and so forth. And but I think we're in the territory here of Haslab. I don't think we're in the territory of retail or
I agree.
Exclusive.
Those are too big. Yeah,
that's a great way. And then I don't think while they may make new characters, I don't think new vehicles, that we're looking way into the future on that, right? If they would wanted to do maybe like I mean, we got in some like smaller stuff that's kind of like, I mean, the coil, was that even help me out? Was the coil
new? Yeah, that was
it was new, right? So so we'll get smaller stuff, but big stuff, that's a lot of money to put into to create something new. And I just they'll sprucing it up, like the Dragonfly and the Hiss are classified versions of the OG. That's what they need to do, and not
do it with these tanks in your golden. I think.
Here we go. We'll talk about the Rattler in a sec. Okay, cool. So we got that over here. Is there any more MOBAT stuff? No.
Well, I had agreed with Spec when he was agreeing with McMurphy. Actually, he said the tanks are a little boring, but he'd buy them. Would rather have the bridge layer, but probably a bit too deep cut. Bridge layer would be all right. Bridge layer would be huge.
Steeler drove the MOBAT and the Mauler in the cartoon. Yeah, just like I got confused by various people driving. They drive all the vehicles, even like
they drive all the vehicles.
Like, Scarlett and Scarlett. Yeah, exactly. It gets weird like that.
Havoc, baby. Talking of iconography.
But Zap was a helicopter pilot too in the comic.
What about the Havoc?
Havoc.
I'd be all.
But like the
weird ass machine.
It's amazing.
It's a 5. It's a 5.
This is 1,000 for me.
It's 1,000, but this is a Haslab though.
Yes, 100%. Yes,
but classify it up, please.
How many years of Haslabs are we gonna get? Lenny will be in a wheelchair, and we'll have like 20 or 30 of them.
Wow. This line has at least got 2 more years going on. So we've at least got that much to look forward to.
Oh, I was thinking 30. No.
Oh, he's gonna
I was saying him in a wheelchair. They'd be like 50 years of the classified line.
I would love that. Right. I'd love a 50-year anniversary of the classified series.
We'll be old as hell.
106 or whatever.
We'll be at Joe Fest, and we'll be getting out of handicap vans rolling down the ramp.
All right. I think both of these as well are highly likely.
Got the driver.
Yep. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, what would you do? Would you do like a kind of what would you do with CoverGirl? Would you do another version? But what would you do? Like maybe the blonde version from the cartoon?
There you go. You just said it. You just said it.
We all took Marvel Legends head sculpts and stuff and made our own version too. But sure.
Yeah, we did. And then when we got this one, we still did it. But make I know it's iconic, but with that Wolverine, make it to where she can.
What about a serious over her? Well, what was that, Romo? Sorry.
Oh, I was just saying, classify that Wolverine up a little bit where she's totally covered because she dead.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think they do definitely look more into practicality in some of the.
Sure, that's all I'm saying. Yeah.
But here's a question for you, Chris. Realistically, how about this?
What's up, Adam?
How deep we going before people run out of room, money, and interest?
I mean, that is a personal thing for each person, isn't it? I think for me, we're already there.
We're already there. Already there.
Already run out of money. But they'll just keep going until people stop buying it, don't they? So I think it'll probably be.
I agree, McMurphy.
Probably be like, I don't know, a couple of years of this before it's like, okay, yeah, we have too many vehicles now, like far too many. But this
world building.
G.I. Joe is a vehicle heavy line, isn't it? Like what you can't. It's hard to avoid.
Just like Mask. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, most of the vehicles are characters in themselves. I mean, I'd love a Deep Six and a Shark. I think that'd be so cool.
With him laying like that, or with two people?
I think the two people would be wicked, but I think for their like, you know,
it'd be huge.
Yeah, for their like, how does this work from a retail perspective? I think it'd be a 1 seat, and then you just like stick torpedo on the bottom of it like the original.
Yeah.
Oh my
God. Mark II Designs Shark is humongous, but you could sit two people.
It's meant.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And also, you'd have to give Deep Six that like diving suit, and
Baldy.
how cool would it be?
Baldy locks.
You could use like a torpedo body for the interior figure, and then have the suit built around it, sort of thing. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Oh yeah. Mad Marauder cover girl. I like that. I like that.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm into that.
Every time Chris says highly likely, I just see my wife getting more pissed at me in the future.
Oh, she's already there, David. She's already there. Where are you putting this at?
These are great. I do like this one too from Chris. Cover girl with the two heads, kind of a 2-in-1. They haven't done that really yet. So that'd be
why not? Yeah.
2-in-1 was Grunt, actually. There you go. They did Grunt where you could make it an army builder, and it was still Grunt. If you didn't care about the name tag. You know, so that's you could do the 2-in-1 where you have an option for cover girl with the two. I mean, how many times do people color their hair? You know what I mean? You could color their hair. You'd be the same person.
Is that a shot at me?
Shave your head like Tony.
It's a shot. That's a shot.
Let's see here.
Brunette, blonde, and redhead. That's an impressive amount of hair changes.
I know. Orange hair.
Like let's move on. Water moccasin and devilfish. So the water moccasin, a lot of people use that Fortnite boat that's now at like Ross for like, I don't know how much, $10.
Yeah,
find it for me. I can't find that damn thing.
And they're making it into the water moccasin. I know my old roommate did K-Wish, but devilfish is smaller, right? So we'll take that. But
Ben Bunny rocked that water moccasin.
But here, my question is with Copperhead, man, I really wish Copperhead just came out of this thing because he's kind of the first one's good. But he doesn't really stand out. And then I don't know, like, what do they do? They just come out with this without him, or another Copperhead.
Oh,
maybe they do some sort of like, you know, Swamp Trooper or like a variation on
like that.
Something like, you know, something that's a variation of a Copperhead. Maybe there'd be something they do. But you're right. Maybe they don't do the water moccasin. Maybe it's slightly too big to be a retail release and slightly too small to be, and not iconic enough. It is iconic, don't get me wrong, but it might be not big enough to do for a Haslab. But who knows?
No,
maybe it's in that thing. But who knows? Everything seems to be on the table right now.
No, devilfish could totally be retail to me. Devilfish?
Oh yeah, that'd be.
Moccasin too. The moccasin too, because we saw with the Fortnite boat. That's definitely not a Haslab for sure. I mean, especially if they're talking about Snowcat and Thunder Machine being retail, like there's no way the moccasin.
How about Devilfish could come with wetsuit? Because obviously you've got the
any version of wetsuit.
You've got the homage of wetsuit on the box art originally.
Like 9 versions of that some bitch.
So you could do something like that for the Devilfish. And then you've got you can Tiger Force it up as well afterwards. You can Python Patrol the water moccasin, and you can Tiger Force the Devilfish. So there's legs in the reuse of that as well.
Yeah. So what about this question? Will vehicles like the Vamp be mainline, or will the cost keep them as well? I think we'll just keep them at Pulse. I just don't see any of the vehicles except the small, you know, the bikes and stuff. I just don't see. Because people are going to wait they see the wait for Ross crap and wait for Ollies. They're not going to let their vehicles do that, right?
Also, I wouldn't put too much stock in the Ollie's clearance scenario, because it's not going to be as speedy as it was this year, because obviously there's that whole thing of them clearing out the warehouse in order to get all this new product that they've forced through the door. So yeah, there's a lot of kind of like logistics that have caused that issue. So I don't think it will be as rapid next year. But you know, you'll still get stuff going to Ollie's because they'll always be clearancing stuff. Not everything ever always sells out. So yeah.
Swamp Viper, there you go.
All these comments are on point. I like the Swamp Viper. That's
Rachel.
That's amazing. Like they're making Hasbro's day if they're watching this, because we already got 2 versions of Copperhead. So just give us a Swamp Viper.
And then a Python Swamp Viper.
a piss viper.
A mocha piss.
Yeah, it's just easier to get through pulse. All right, cool. So we got that. But on the excitement scale, though, Devilfish and Moccasin for you guys, like
high,
pretty high. Okay,
very high. I already got the
10.
driver.
All right,
I already got the driver.
These two are perfect 10 out of 5. Like Killer Whale,
These are
I had as a
Haslabs.
kid.
Agreed.
Hydrofoil as a kid. They're both Haslabs, 100%. I think
Where
the
you gonna
next
put
Haslab
these?
is the hydrofoil. Because they go, this is, I know Chris is like, no, it isn't, because I already know.
I don't know,
Cobra.
I swear.
I already know.
Every question I have highlighted here is like, Chris, what's the next Haslab? So it was Hiss Tank and Dragonfly. Guess what? You got to go back to Cobra, because we know the Thunder Machine is now retail, or supposed to be retail. So we got to go back to Cobra and land, sea, and air. That's how I did this, by the way. We did land, and now we're at sea. So land, we did land, we did air. Now it's time to do sea. So I think you see what I'm saying.
Yes,
I see what you're saying.
I hear what you're saying.
Hydrofoil is the next Haslab. You heard it here first. No, actually, I said this on a show like 6 months ago, but I think it's going to happen. Hydrofoil. They'll change it just because I just said it, but yeah.
Yes, whale is massive though. I think the whale would, if it would be a Haslab, it would be 2 separate Haslabs 10 years apart, just so they could build the entire thing. Because that thing is going to be, I mean, if they did something like that, it would be game over for everybody. Like everybody at that point needs to be living in mansions for the killer whale to be.
Save your money now.
Yeah, that would be. That's got to be in like the. I don't even want to. 800, would that be ridiculous? Maybe 550, $600. It would be in that region if you wanted to do a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 to like 12 person vehicle.
A separate account for G.I. Joe Haslab.
Yeah, Swiss bank account that only deals in diamonds. Yeah,
a Firefly bank account.
Moray though is a great shout.
Now we're in the air.
Moray is a great shout.
Now we're in the air. Now we're at retail. Retail, baby.
Yeah, I was just saying the Moray is a great shout for a Haslab, though. I think that would be perfect.
Yeah, Toy Bounty Hunter.
Everyone's agreeing that they just know this, they would have already had them at Target, and like we're getting $35 flight pods, trouble bubbles. So this
is the same
people
area.
Are still like, I'm waiting for clearance. It's $35 for a figure in. So
Skyhawk, I actually have a 3D print of a Skyhawk thanks to my good friend Ryan Meltzer, who gave it to me as a gift. It's beautiful, and it's like size-wise, I look at it and go, yeah, this could be done kind of in the same bracket as like a Vamp or something slightly smaller, but it's quite a big vehicle because of all the other aspects to it, like the engines and the fins at the back and everything. Takes up a decent amount of space, but I think the Fang would probably be very similar in its size. So I think they'd both be doable, and I could see both of these done, honestly, at the retail kind of level.
Yeah. These
and I say retail, I mean the Pulse exclusive level, if you know what I'm saying.
Right, a Pulse exclusive.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because Walmart already had that Fang just chilling for mad long. They don't want to classify one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. All right.
Well,
and then my first vehicle, I think, was the Conquest.
Brilliant.
Because I'm old, but not that old. So everyone's talking about the Rattler, though. We're getting a lot of Rattler comments.
I think because there was a big thing over SDCC where they were asking the guys at Hasbro what, I think questions about Haslabs, and the Rattler kept coming up by Hasbro themselves. And Lenny even mentioned that they like the thought of doing planes for Haslab, because you can put them like at certain angles that minimize the width space of like display and all that kind of stuff. So you can kind of like get vertical space, but like width depth is always really difficult.
And they make a base for them.
Yeah. So they make like a flight stand and you can kind of twist it a little bit. So that's why they like doing the Sky Striker. So I think like the Rattler is a possibility because it's a bit stumpier in size, and the same with the X30. I think they're both kind of like slightly smaller jets, and I think they definitely are more likely for Haslabs for classified than the Sky Striker would be, because I think the Sky Striker would be huge, freaking massive. So yeah.
And that's where we're at next.
Ooh, freaking huge Night Raven. Come on, Gun Bunny, where you at? He's making the drone already.
Night Raven would be phenomenal, especially with the under kind of the cockpit where it drops down to let them in and everything. I love that. I think that's such a cool aspect. And the drone's dope. Yeah, I think it would be. You can see on the image on the box as well how the cockpit drops out the bottom.
Yep, right on the left.
Yeah,
that's cool.
That's insane. I always thought that was badass.
So cool.
I love the drone. The aspect of the drone.
Yeah. The drone would be massive as well, wouldn't it? Like, they'd be on its own, the drone would be massive, and you'd be like, "Oh, I've got a good vehicle here." Oh, and the rest of it that comes with it, yeah.
Well, it's like the
size of the.
It's like the Star Wars Rebels Ghost. It's got
Buzz Lightyear ship,
its own vehicle with it as well. So
that's gorgeous as well. Damn, man.
Yeah. So these are both obviously Haslabs. There's just no other way around it.
Yeah,
I mean, we got a Sky Striker Haslab in 118. So obviously, I don't see these happening. I'm just gonna say it's not happening. Sorry.
I'd love to see them, but I don't. Yeah, I think you're right. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Cool. All right, and then the Tomahawk.
Ooh.
Yeah, we discussed this when the Dragonfly came out, and we were like, "This thing is like a size and a half of what the dragon. It's just it's even way bigger than the Dragonfly.
Like as big as your bed."
Yeah, I know it's not going to happen, but just picture this, right? The back that drops down, and a ram cycle rolls out of it. How sweet would that be? And to have the spaces in the middle, I'd have like doors that closed on the side, so it kind of did what they did in the Sunbow cartoon, where the little side doors kind of shut. It'd be so awesome. Lift ticket. You can have Lifeline in the in the Haslab kind of lineup as well. It'd be so perfect. And then all the Lifeline's gear could go in there, like his stretcher and all of his medical supplies could kind of like lock into the interior behind where the pilot and co-pilot are. It would be so good.
Different parachutists jumping out that thing.
Chris gets a Christmas card. Get it? Christmas card.
Thank you, Matt.
Get it from Genius.
Them. Yeah.
Working winch. Oh, be the best.
My dream Haslab next to Killer Whale is Tomahawk. Please give me either. I don't. Maybe the Whale, but no, Tomahawk.
I'll have both.
Man, I love this thing when I was little. Oh my gosh.
That for me is just screams G.I. Joe. I love it so much. It's like everything. It's the most iconic
window
Joe.
Just fall down.
Oh, mate, it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. I love the Tiger Hawk as well. I think that's phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
I got 2 questions because I got 2 minutes left. Chris, how many Diet Cokes do you give the Fanstream? Since we got to go that way.
527.
527 out of 5. No way. I'm gonna start calling you a shill, man. You're a shill. You are a shill.
They get 5 for a great stream, perfect, and an extra 1 for me being nice. So there you go.
6 out of 5. Below the scale. It was a good stream. 9 pre-orders. Not having the digital renders, I think, was just a good idea. You know what I mean? Let us talk about it amongst ourselves with what we did tonight. We got to breathe because there are 9 pre-orders. We pre-ordered it. We didn't get charged. The holidays. It's cool. The vehicles, we got to speculate on that instead of like, oh, here's a Snowcat, and we're like, oh, we haven't got our Dragonfly yet. You don't want that. Some people haven't even gotten their hits yet. So yeah, I agree. It was a great stream. Romo, what do you give out of 5?
5 whiskeys. I loved it. 9 pre-orders.
Yeah, I would say I give it 5 just based on how charismatic. Like I watched it twice because they were entertaining. They were fun. You know what I mean? They gave us a lot of
pretty
information.
Pictures.
They addressed a lot of issues. There's stuff that's just if they don't address it, it's out of their hands. It's up in it's legal. It's financial. It's corporate. Like if people are like, where's the white borders? It wasn't their decision. It was cut out. No. It's a cost cutting thing. That's just how it goes, right? Other question is it too early for you to give your figure of the year for 2023 for classified, or do you want to save that for your show? We can promote.
No, I'll tell you now. I'll do it now just for you guys. Another exclusive. Like anyone gives a crap about that. I would have to, for me, like I was really awesomely surprised with Grunt, but I have to give it to Tripwire because they put my friggin' name on the bot. So like, how could I not?
McLeod.
How could I not go with Tripwire, Apsara, and McLeod? Like it's, and not just that, but the figure is phenomenal. Like it is, you know, for $34.99. Fudge me, they wow. So
you can
that's
make
what
at
I'm
least
going to
3
say.
different tripwires with all that stuff. You can make the Jeremy Renner, what's it called? The Hurt Locker version.
Yeah.
You can make the updated classified tripwire. You can strip them down and make them the
nipple
ARAH.
tripwire. Nipwire.
You can make them the nipple tripwire.
Nipwire.
Trip nips.
And Baldy Locks. Thank you. And there's more than one girl in the chat, but hilarious. Thank you so much, Baldy, because please like the show. I think we did a nice job tonight with the, you know, it was okay. It was an all right time, right? It was pretty cool. But yeah, no, really appreciate the likes. And if you're new to the channel, new to Toy Kind of Mood, want to hit the sub button, cool, man. We do a lot of reviews, some of them very early. And so yeah, go check that out. Really appreciate it. Beards, people with beards and people who used to have beards. Other way.
It's coming back. It's coming back. Tony's Figs on IG. Go check it out.
Man, Matt, stop spoiling us, dude. Really. I'm getting mad.
Matt, I'm gonna have to take this guy for some drinks, bro. We gotta hang out.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much. It was great. It was an amazing crossover. It was perfect as I imagined. So thank you. Really appreciate that. And thank you, Matt. And thank you, everybody. This show has by far one of the best team ups since Storm Shadow and Shockwave paired up in the toy commercial. That's pretty badass.
Is it as good? Is it as good as the kite team up between Sci-Fi and Storm Shadow? I always thought that was the weirdest fight combination ever. Like, yeah, that's not going to work. Sorry, Sci-Fi, you're probably going to get destroyed by Storm Shadow in the kite fight.
And I got one more.
Laser out quick.
If you're in a Toy Kind of Moodian and your first time seeing Chris, you're crazy, but go check it out. Diagnostic 80 is over at the Full Force Podcast, at the Full Force Podcast on Instagram, on Twitter, on X, on Facebook, right? Everything. Here's his Instagram, his YouTube, and TikTok. He don't stop. He's on TikTok now. Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure. Go check him out. Thank you so much, Chris. Really appreciate that. And we'll say Tony's Figs, one of the best customizers in the classified game. Tony's joining me Wednesday and with Dreadnok Ryan from the Misfit Island Toy, the Island of Misfit Toy Collectors. And we're talking with Gridiron Studios. It's going to be great. Gridiron
Mark Von Cannon joins us, my man.
The Return of the Terradrome, episode 22, The Return of the Terradrome, will be Wednesday at 5 p.m. Not 7 like a Toy Kind of Mood. It'll be 5 p.m. Same as tonight. New special time on Wednesday, 5 p.m. for the holidays.
So it'll be a non-nipple Terradrome show.
We'll 5 p.m. Murphy's comment up because I think he's right about Full Force TikTok. Can you see that comment? There you go. Has loads of nipples. It is literally just me naked on stream.
Will there be areolas involved?
Oh yeah, of course. Areola Grande.
Wow.
Grande areolas.
Grande, I don't mind them.
You guys are great. I can't even keep up. Thank you so much. And then we got yeah. If you're new, give us a like, give us a subscribe here at A Toy Kind of Mood. Go check out some reviews and then follow us on our Instagram, which seems to like go up and down. Just follow us on Instagram. Go check it out. And then we are on TikTok too. My dude Bobby runs the TikTok.
Bobby's
holding it down on TikTok at A Toy Kind of Mood reviews. And then shout out to our other members of A Toy Kind of Mood, Black Genghis and David Speck, the Toy Sarlacc, Toy Optics, whatever he's called. Yeah, he's got all kinds of names. So names that we can't say on air. Yeah, we can. He's a fuckhead. So all right. So no, we love David. But anyway, hey, Chris, once again, thank you so much. Happy holidays, mate.
Yeah, and to you guys. Been an absolute pleasure chatting with you both. Loving all of the things you do, loving all the backgrounds. And yeah, absolutely pleasure. Really enjoyed it. And it's been fun just talking for 3 hours.
Yes.
Well, I said I wanted to go between 2.5 and 3. and we
went
a
over
little bit over only because we're shouting people out, but we went kind of like
hey,
right
the chat was rocking. The chat was rocking.
No,
was
thank you very much,
insane.
guys. Thank you, Tony, as well,
Yeah.
and thank you, Trav. It's been a pleasure, mate.
Yeah.
Both
Thank
of
you so much. And then on 1, 2, 3, we got to do it right. 1, 2, 3. Full nipple.
Force.
Full nipple force.
Full nipple force. We'll see you guys in the toy
Stay
hour,
fresh
right?
cheese
My
bags.
beard back.
There you go. Peace.